Hello, people. Welcome to the Fantasy Faire. The what is it? Oh, that is right. The most magical podcast on earth. Joining me, I have Alexys Moreno. How are you doing today, Alexis?
I'm good.
Good morning. Yeah. Morning episodes are fun. We have Alexis Soto here.
Good Pixar
Hi.
morning, everybody. How you doing? It's wonderful to be here at the crack of dawn.
Yep.
It's not even.
Yep.
It's
Well,
like
for
almost 12.
12. Yeah.
I
Well, for
stand
us,
by what I said.
For us, it's the crack of dawn, and then we have the proclaimed death of hope with us here today. We have Peter Martinez. How are you today, Peter Martinez?
Oh, I'm doing fantastic.
That's okay. All right. It's been a while, Peter, since you've been on the Fantasy
Yes.
Fair. Partially with good reason.
I know Disney hasn't released anything good in a while.
Exactly my point. So in this episode, we're going to be doing an update of all of our Pixar favorites and least favorites and everything in between. And we brought in Peter, who was originally supposed to be in the original one, but due to unforeseen circumstances was unable to attend said recording session when we did that episode.
They lied to me about the recording time.
It is notorious for making Peter pissed because of one individual's selection of film placement. And so this is going to be definitely fun to see where this goes, hopefully. With all 22 films in the Pixar list, right, Peter?
We'll find out. I think this will be a fun podcast.
God. Okay. Since you haven't been on, we're gonna rank everything from the first Toy Story to Onward. I don't know if we're gonna update it again when it comes to Soul.
Are we really going to do a whole ass list for every film made?
Every film? Yes, that is required.
Well, there've been how many movies since the last time we ranked this studio's films?
3?
4 or 5? I thought it was
that
4.
many?
4?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
But I don't even think... I think Finding Dory was the last one.
I think so.
Yeah.
When that came out, yeah.
What?
2016.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So quite a few have been on there. So here we go. Who goes first, Peter or Alexis Soto?
Moreno said she was going to go first.
Oh yeah, Moreno.
Along with David. David's list is also on handy.
Okay. Moreno is gonna list off David's favorite list, so he's with us in spirit like he always is. So, Alexis Moreno,
Okay.
take the stand.
Okay.
It's your
Also,
turn to
don't
shine.
yell at me. This
Stand.
is not my list.
Okay.
Okay, it's David.
Well, David needs to be here in person so I could yell at him.
Okay, so
Oh, we can arrange Red Spotlight as the after show. We can do a whole podcast.
I just want an
now.
opportunity to yell at him. That's all.
Okay. We can arrange that.
How
I just want
nice.
to berate people until they just think the same as me.
Okay.
number 22,
Ooh.
Oh no.
Incredibles 2.
Okay. Yeah. All right. No yelling yet.
At number 21, it's Finding Dory.
Oh yeah. Okay. I'm loving this list. I've never heard of these films, but they don't seem good. Go ahead.
At number
God.
20, Up.
Okay, he's dead to me. Done. Cancel the show. We're done. We're done.
Wow. You were loving it so far.
We're barely 6 minutes into the recording.
No, he needs to be yelled at. This is ridiculous.
And this is the first canceled. Okay.
He's canceled.
Wake him up.
Wake him up.
Wake him up.
Okay.
Oh my god.
At number 19. Might I just say, Cars 2 has not been mentioned yet.
That's what I was looking at. There's no Cars 2 yet.
Okay, at number 19. Toy Story 4.
Wow.
Oh my god.
Wow. Okay.
Oh my god.
At number 18. Cars.
The first Cars?
Okay. What happened when he saw Cars 2?
At number
David,
17. Cars 2.
Okay.
Whoa, the glasses came off, guys. Peter just took his glasses off. He's frustrated. Oh my god.
You need to wake his ass up. Oh my god. I need explanations.
Okay, and the only one I could explain is Incredibles 2, and that was because we had this like whole conversation the other day about it, and he literally explained he explained what the original story was supposed to be, and he was so mad by the end of the conversation. It was like, why wasn't it this?
What was the original story supposed to be? I've never heard.
That something in Mrs. Incredible's past was coming back, like something bad that she did. And
Ex-boyfriend?
I don't know. I don't I guess they said it at D23, but I don't remember.
Some real Scott Pilgrim bullshit.
Yeah, I know.
I don't think it was an ex-boyfriend. I think it was just something that she did. And it was like them their marriage getting affected by it, and like her having to like deal with it and stuff like that. Like taking responsibility for it.
That sounds like there's at least an ounce of drama in that story. Holy shit. Oh my god.
I know, right?
Oh yeah. Yeah, okay. Yeah. That sounds
I've got
a
some
million
things-
times better. Oh my god.
I've got some things to say about Incredibles 2, and yeah. I saw that yesterday and I'm like, wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, luckily they never made the film, but go ahead.
Number 16. I don't know what you said. A Bug's Life.
He redeemed himself slightly.
Number 15. Monsters University.
Oh, he lost it.
Number 14. Onward.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Number 13. Ratatouille.
Ratatouille's low.
Number 12. Monsters Inc. Number 11 is Brave.
Really? Okay.
Number 10 is Toy Story.
Damn.
Okay.
Number 9 is The Good Dinosaur.
Yeah. Okay, I'll give you put the Good Dinosaur above Toy Story. Okay, that he redeemed himself a little bit. Okay.
Number 8, Finding Nemo. Might I just say I have not mentioned Cars 3.
Oh no.
Number 7.
But at number 7 is Cars 3.
Yeah, he's dead to me.
Is this list giving you whiplash, Peter? You
It
keep
really
going
is.
to such extremes.
Every time I try to offer it, like, you know, a hand, like, okay, that's a little better, and then he spits in my face. No.
Number 6, Toy Story 3.
All right.
Number 5, Toy Story 2.
Wow, no Toy Story in the top 5.
Well, no, he
That's
said
unheard of.
5.
Toy Story 2.
Toy Story 2.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, there were 5. Top 4. Top 4. Sorry.
Number 4 is Coco.
Okay.
Okay.
Number 3 is Inside Out. Number 2 is The Incredibles.
Really?
And number 1 is Wall-E.
Wow.
Oh God.
Out there. That's a shocker. But honestly, that's an interesting number 1 because I guarantee you that's not going to be anybody else's number 1. I'm not even sure top 5.
You're
but...
goddamn right.
The only explanation I could give as to why Wall-E is number 1 is 1, the visuals, and then 2, he loves that there is hardly any dialogue in the movie, and it's purely just storytelling. Like,
That would be
because fuck dialogue, right?
That would be true if the movie was just 20 minutes, but then you get to the ship.
Kind of like Up, huh? A lot of people have that opinion.
Yeah,
about
but people
that
are
issue.
wrong when it comes to that.
So I just want to make sure I have this right, Moreno. Follow with me. So number 22, Incredibles 2. 21, Finding Dory. 20, Up. 19, Toy Story 4. 18, Cars. It's weird how the Cars movies are... Okay. 17, Cars 2. 16, A Bug's Life. 15, Monsters University. 14 is Onward. 13 is Ratatouille. 12 is Monsters Inc. 11 is Brave. 10 is Toy Story. 9, Good Dinosaur. 8 is Nemo. 7 is Cars 3. 6 is Toy Story 3. 5 is Toy Story 2. 4 is Coco. 3, Inside Out. 2, The Incredibles. And 1 is Wall-E. We might have to check this, but I really find intriguing the span between Incredibles 1 and 2 is pretty massive.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, yeah.
But nobody wants to say it, right? But
well, I guess my thing is Incredibles 2 for a lot of people is viewed as like a good sequel. And
no, I don't think people actually think it's like
oh, really?
equal
Oh,
to
equal?
the first.
Well, that's what I mean. To me, a good sequel is either equal or better. You know what I mean? So I don't see that either. Yeah, I agree with him on that. But then he shit the bed like two places later. So dead to me. Yada yada yada. We'll yell at him later.
I mean, just like just looking at this list, like there's a lot of things that are just in disbelief. Like I said, that I find it weird how the Cars movies apparently were better for him as they went on. Like, wow.
Especially Cars 2. Can you explain Cars 2?
No.
No? You've never had a discussion with like, hey, I've noticed you seem to like Cars 2. Do we need to go to a hospital?
Well, that's the thing. We've never seen it together.
Oh, okay. But you knew he liked
so
Cars 2.
I don't... No.
You didn't know that he liked Cars 2? Okay. This is like when family members
like the one
are like,
that,
well, I didn't
like,
know he was an
we usually
alcoholic. Like, I don't know. I don't know about that.
The one that we talk about is Brave.
Okay.
Like, I always say Brave is not, like, that bad of a movie, and he's like, yeah.
Brave is...
I don't know.
Brave is boring.
The top 5 is pretty solid. We got Toy Story 2, Coco, Inside Out, Incredibles, and Wall-E.
Yeah. Well, I think Pixar, its first 10 movies, and maybe only 10, are like all amazing, basically. So like, they're most likely gonna be. You're gonna get usually at least half of the top 5 is those.
They're not all amazing. There's some that they're good.
Well, we'll find out pretty soon what you feel, won't we?
Well, I mean, Good Dinosaur in the top 10.
Is that is Good Dinosaur? It's not the 10.
Number 9.
He really liked Good Dinosaur.
No. I'm saying
on.
as far as release dates by
No,
Pixar.
it's not. No.
Okay, then yeah,
No,
that's
it's
what I'm
not, no.
talking about. I'm saying the
Good
first 10
Dinosaur-
released by Pixar.
I realized that. I was making a commentary on its placement on this
Oh
list.
yeah, it's perfect.
It's like It's like Chef Skinner when they pass out their ratatouille to Ego in the restaurant. It's like you've got to be joking. They've got to be joking.
Yeah, but then you take a bite and you're like, delicious.
No,
This is why you're getting 5 stars.
that movie is like it's just a pretty lazy movie.
A dinosaur and his boy get high. Okay, I don't know what to tell you.
What you?
Well, Kyle, any commentary on Mr. Moreno's list?
Baffling for sure.
Is he still alive in your mind, or?
What the fuck?
I try not to be the harbinger of death, like some people on this panel. But some do surprise me. I mean, Incredibles 2 and Finding Dory, I could see why. Having Up at dead bottom at 20 is just batshit insane. No love for A Bug's Life. That breaks my heart.
It's the black sheep of Pixar.
That's Good Dinosaur.
At least people acknowledge the Good Dinosaur exists. When was the last time someone acknowledged A Bug's Life existed?
When Bug's Land was being torn down.
That's true. Go ahead, Kyle.
The Good Dinosaur, it's really interesting that its position.
More like infuriating. I don't know.
It's top 10 for him. That makes me happy. I'm glad The Good Dinosaur.
I don't understand it. I really don't understand it.
Because I genuinely like The Good Dinosaur. And if you don't understand that, then you're sure as hell not going to understand my list.
Well, it's okay. We'll make him understand when our next audio commentary is The Good Dinosaur.
Oh, God. Finding Nemo, the first Toy Story, I'm surprised. It's number 10. It's in top 10, but like barely. Yeah. I like the Inside Out. It really moved him. Coco. That's I think that's gonna be in everybody's top 10. She clears her throat, which means it's probably not.
Oh no.
Wall-E. It's very interesting. I mean, it's a really good movie. But it's just I don't know. Yeah. There are some things I like about his list, but things that
when we went to this, like, his love for Wall-E is like wild. When we went to Disney World, he never like buys stuff when we go to the parks. He bought
a whole bunch of crap over there, from what I saw.
He bought the jacket, the Wall-E jacket, and he bought the ears.
There's a Wall-E jacket?
Yeah,
we have
a
Wall-E
and
merch?
Eve one.
I mean, I didn't mean that in a condescending way. I'm just like surprised. Like, wow, they actually value that movie?
Yes, they have it at Pixar Pier.
Yeah, the trash cans are all shaped like Wall-E.
That's the entertainment.
Yeah,
that's
so
a,
I think
that's a slow dig at operations at Disneyland.
Yeah.
Currently there is no Disneyland.
Yeah, so the surprises definitely are Incredibles 2, Cars 2 for sure, Good Dinosaur, and Wall-E.
Whatever floats your boat, I guess. All right, Alexys
You
Moreno.
don't have to be so toxic. This is just for fun, Kyle. Come on now. Your toxic behavior doesn't help us.
Says the death of hope. Anyway, Alexys Moreno, continue.
All right.
Okay.
Thank God we got to someone who's here so I could yell at them in person.
At number 22, it's Cars 2.
All right. Okay. Mm-hmm.
At 21, it's Finding Dory.
Totally, yeah.
At 20, it's The Good Dinosaur.
Wrong.
Whoa, you don't have to be so toxic, Peter.
I'm nearly pointing out.
It's a bold choice, Moreno, considering the popularity of the film in this group. Bold move.
Yeah, I mean, incorrect move.
19,
move,
go
Moreno.
ahead, number 19.
Bold move.
You can be bold and incorrect.
Like J.J. Abrams.
Yeah. Well, I would never say anything he did is bold, but yeah, go ahead.
He thinks it was.
No, because he stated that I'm making bold choices.
Okay,
with
go. Number 19.
All right, this is a Rise of Skywalker review. This is the issue.
Oh, God.
To bring back Palpatine. No, go ahead.
That's just a start. Sorry, continue. Number 19.
At number 19, it's Up.
Okay, shut it off. I'm not gonna have this disgusting Up erasure here. You privileged white male. How dare you?
It went up on my list.
It's disgusting that it was that low.
Well, hold up a minute. Up is going up as far as the lists are concerned. It was number 20 in the previous list. Now it's number 19. So progress is progress.
Pixar just needs to keep releasing shit films, and hopefully it'll reach the middle at some point.
They only have, I think, 1 or 2. Go ahead, Moreno.
At 18, Cars.
No one's gonna cry about any cars being low here, I don't think.
Well, just wait.
Oh, no.
Just wait. I know someone... Yeah, go. Number 17.
At 17, Incredibles 2.
Should be lower, but okay.
At number 16, it's Finding Nemo.
Damn. You don't give a shit about Nemo.
She doesn't like water or the ocean.
That's your
odd.
excuse for that?
No.
But it's a factor.
Too much water. 2 out of 10.
Then why do you love that
Yeah, you
doesn't
like
make
the
But
sense.
Little
that's not why I
Mermaid.
don't like Nemo.
Is it because they don't have like a human top half?
No.
What?
That would have changed
it's
the
like
trajectory.
a movie that I watched a lot when I was little and I got tired of it.
Okay, sure.
At number 15, Wall-E.
Damn.
14, Cars 3.
Still pretty high. Fucking Cars 3 above Wall-E. Okay.
At number 13, A Bug's Life.
I haven't heard Toy Story. Did he include Toy Story 4, David?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, it was number 19. It was right. It was right above Up.
Oh. Never mind. Go ahead.
At number 12, Toy Story 4.
God
Speak
damn
of the
it.
devil.
Okay. And you didn't even like that film that much, so that tells me how you feel about the bottom half.
I mean,
I liked it.
You had some choice words for Forky.
Oh.
Yeah.
At number 11, Ratatouille.
Okay.
Not top 10. Okay.
That's the
At number
second
10.
time Ratatouille has missed the top 10 time.
Not a Pete Buttigieg fan.
No, oh, shit. Go, Moreno. Ignore
At
it.
number 10, Brave.
Ugh.
Come on, Peter. Stop it. You don't have to go to your commentary every time. Go, Moreno, go.
At number 9, Onward.
Hey, we don't need your
Surprise.
commentary every time. Come on, shut the hell up.
You're a piece of worm-ridden filth. You know that? The one time I get a damn reaction and you know what? I hate you. Go.
At number 8, Toy Story 3.
Okay.
At number 7, Toy Story.
Okay.
At number 6, Inside Out. At number 5, Toy Story 2.
Okay.
At number 4, Coco. Number 3, Monsters, Inc.
Oh, that's pretty high. Okay.
Number 2, Monsters University.
Okay. Okay. I love this list. I officially love this list.
Oh, no.
And number 1, Incredibles.
Monsters University.
That's the one that you go to?
Well, I just need an explanation, that's all.
Well, if you listen to
if you follow the
podcast.
Fantasy Fair and
Well,
listen to the podcast,
you already know the answer to this. I don't even know why you're playing. Come on now.
Wait, what do you need an explanation for?
Why?
Why what?
Just why?
Just why?
Just why?
So, if you're not familiar as to why both Monsters movies are so high, Monsters is
She's a furry.
no.
It would have
It's the only
explained the little.
logical
It would have explained
explanation.
the Little Mermaid thing, and the difference between the Little Mermaid and Finding Nemo.
She loves monsters.
Okay.
It's close to her heart, so it's not a surprise, and she's talked about that several times.
So Beast. No, never mind.
Interestingly enough,
I like Monsters Inc. because it reminds me of David.
Mm-hmm.
Monsters University is just very personal.
Okay.
Like the way what they talk about and like the theme of the movie, like it's stuff that I've gone through and stuff that I felt before, and so that's why it's the movie that I watch the most on Disney Plus.
Oh no.
I watch it like every day.
I've seen that, and I think she messaged us in the Fantasy Fair message chat the other day that while she was trying to get herself to watch Up, she had to go watch MU again.
You're disgusting. Okay? I have your names on a list, and I'm crossing them out as we go down your lists. Okay, so that's 2 that are dead to me. I understand the Monsters Inc. thing though, because when I look at David, I think of Boo as well. So I get it.
Why The Incredibles number 1?
I just think it's a great movie.
It
It's
is.
It's always been my favorite.
Okay.
I remember like watching that one at the movies and like I think that was the first movie, or you know what? Whenever, because my family like they're all from San Diego, so we would go fairly often. And my mom bought us like a portable DVD player, and that's the movie that we would watch all the time.
So it's just like
Nostalgia.
hell of a drug.
Yeah, it's as far as surprises are concerned, definitely you'll always be remembered as the first person that I've ever met that has Up so low, but fortunately for you, you no longer have that distinction as far as the rest of our group is concerned. So,
And I like put a lot of thought on like where to put Up. I watched it last night.
Mm-hmm.
I like gave it a chance.
Did it give you existential crisis?
I mean, at this point now I know why you never questioned David and his choices here. Equal amounts of lunacy. It might be hereditary. I don't know what's going on there. Well, you guys, maybe it's in the water.
No, because
Maybe
he
it's in
put
the water
Monsters
of
Inc.
Texas.
fairly low
I mean, this
in my
is
eyes.
a
Cars
travesty.
3, you said Cars 3 made you cry. What part of it made you cry?
When they're talking about Doc Hudson in the like
Oh.
his little shed.
Right.
The end credits made me cry because I realized I'd wasted like 2 hours of my time.
And Toy Story 4 at number 12 is a surprise because, if I'm not mistaken, you were the one that liked that movie the least, right? Well, not David. David clearly did not care for that movie at all. But I mean, as far as like when we had our podcast last year, I was under the impression that you liked it the least. And it's probably higher than both, than anybody else is going to give it, it looks like. So that says a lot.
That says a lot about the
well,
films below
like-
that Toy Story.
No,
4.
like the thing is like it wasn't my favorite, but I feel bad placing any Toy Story movie super low.
Well, because they're all
like,
great, you know?
That's what I had, like, a problem with. Like, that's what I asked David for help, because I didn't place any Toy Story movies until the very end.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's hard for me to see them as, like, different movies. Like, I kind of just see them all in one.
Like, one big...
Yeah, and I'm like, I don't know where to put them. But yeah.
Okay.
Kyle, your commentary?
Okay. Number 13, A Bug's Life. Explain. Why is it so freaking low? Why the no love for A Bug's Life? I don't understand it.
They weren't humanoid enough.
Okay, let me ask you this question. Just a point of clarification, because we have some hurt feelings here, apparently.
Very.
Okay, Jesus, guys. Is there a movie? Are there a few films here that you absolutely just don't like or hate? What are the ones that you just don't care for?
Up, clearly.
The
Good Dinosaur.
Probably. From Up Down.
From Up Down?
Disgusted. Disgusted.
I mean, even then, like, The Good Dinosaur, I probably like a little bit more, but I just, like, the only thing I could give it is just, like, the animation looks really good, but, like, the story, like, because I watched it last night, it made me cry more than Up did.
The Good Dinosaur?
Yes.
Wow.
But it's still, I don't think it's, like, a solid, like, story.
You mean you were
like,
bored to tears, or it mentally made you, like, cry?
No, like, it made me cry. Like,
you watch your goddamn mouth.
But, like, I don't know, like, it's just kind of boring.
I agree. I mean, with the other one, not with Up.
Up is... But the thing I will give Up is that the villain is really good. That's it. And the beginning. And the music is really good.
It's just... Okay. I can't... Audio commentary time.
On Up?
Yes. The Good Dinosaur first, though.
Well, my list is next, and I'll give it away. Up is much better placed, or higher placed, than either of the Morenos.
Okay. You're still alive to me so far, if that's true. But we'll see.
Uh-huh. Any other commentary on Moreno's list?
Finding Nemo, I'm surprised of its position. But getting a movie burnt out on you does tend to, like, sour your view on it. Like, one movie on my list should be higher, but it's just I'm burnt out on it on my list,
I don't
which
think
I'll
that's
get to later.
Fair, though. That's, like, your fault because you don't have restraint.
But I didn't put it on. Other people would put it on.
You were forced
and I'd
to
just
watch
be like,
Finding Nemo?
yeah.
I don't know. I don't know if that's fair. I don't know.
Moreno, and that's my case as well. I did show restraint. It's just like it was constantly on. So, yeah, I could understand that a little bit.
I mean,
why? Okay, why Brave? Why Brave at number 10?
Oh my god, I freaking love Brave.
Hashtag
Dude, it has
girl
great
power.
music. Sure, the second half is, like, not as strong as the first half, but whatever. But I love Merida. As I told you guys the other day, I think the dad is, like, one of the best characters. I love him. And obviously, like, the whole mother-daughter relationship, like, hits me.
Okay. Onward. I'm surprised you put it so high. I mean, it's just fresh off the reels, you know? So what spoke to you differently than the others?
I think maybe it's just fresh in my mind. I'm not sure, but I was, like, super invested in this movie as soon as they announced it. And I think it delivered.
Okay, you got what you wanted out of it, and
Yeah.
it left you satisfied. Okay, all right. Other than that, I have nothing to say on that. Peter, Alexis, anything else?
May God have mercy on your soul.
Is that a fucking threat?
Oh God.
No. It's a sign of what's it called? Hope that you get through these times. It's in no way a threat.
What does that even mean?
I know what it means. It's the death of hope.
Oh my God. Mi mother's a bear. That's brave. That's that movie in 2 seconds.
That's the movie in a nutshell.
Yeah.
Okay. Alexis Soto, it's your turn, buddy.
Okay, I'm just trying to change up and put it up down the list just to piss Peter off right now.
Oh no. You bitch.
Okay.
Are we allowed to cuss on the Disney podcast?
You
Yes.
do either way. I don't think you care.
Well,
You
I
just
asked
did.
for a reason. Yeah, because retroactively, I would disown that comment. But since we can, then yeah,
You're-
bitch.
You're allowed to cuss. Shit, I fucking cuss all the time.
Oh, ooh, we got a badass over here, guys.
Ooh.
Oof, God. He's doesn't have parental permission to log on to the Disney Channel website.
Club Penguin.
Club Penguin.
Are we done here?
Yeah, that was the show, guys. Thanks for tuning in.
Okay, so Alexis, go on.
Okay. So starting off at number 22 is Cars 2.
Okay.
At number 21, I saw this recently, and wow. Incredibles 2.
Damn.
Okay.
Yeah. At number 20, what can you say? It's a Good Dinosaur.
Boo.
This is shit.
Yeah, it is.
Shame.
19
Shame.
is Brave. I'm just at this moment realizing this is not going to be a fun list for the Morenos.
But her mother's a bear.
Yeah, the film is fine. But there's just nothing remarkable about it.
Mm.
But did you hear Peter?
Me mother's a
mom's a
bear.
Okay, what's your number 18?
Cars 3, actually.
Oh no. Okay.
Yeah, this was weird. I actually
Very weird.
enjoyed this much more recently because I rewatched most of these. This is hilarious. So, I rewatched every single Pixar movie in preparation for this except one. You want to guess which one?
Up.
The Good Dinosaur.
You bitch. You
It
didn't
was a
even give it a chance.
No, it was a complete skip.
Mine was Cars 2.
I know, right? Which was bad. That movie just bored me. Cars 2, Incredibles 2, Good Dinosaur, boring. Brave was okay. Cars 3 was actually good. This one, number 17.
Oh.
This one's number 17 is gonna create shockwaves. It might be the up in terms of how low it is. And truth,
17?
it's a great film. I just never cared for it. And watching it again, I just realized, you know what? I was never that crazy about this movie to begin with, and that's Monsters Inc.
Oh.
Yeah,
Okay.
this is like the anti-Miranda list.
I thought you were gonna say Incredibles.
No. Yeah, it's good. It's just, I don't know. The more I see it, the less I'm enchanted with the movie. So much so that at number 16, Cars is above it.
And we still haven't gotten to Monsters University, so.
Oh, we'll get to that one.
Oh God.
So
Oh,
Cars,
no.
it's so fun. I was saying this last night on the last recording of the Fantasy Fair, how fun it was to revisit that movie and like look at Radiator Springs and like just think how wonderful they recreated that entire place.
Oh god,
at
Disney bought off this ranking with their fucking Cars Land, didn't they?
So at number 15, as Peter mentioned
okay.
before, Monsters University. This was strange because we had talked about this, Moreno, you and I.
Very strange.
About what this movie meant to you and everything. And then I went back and saw it, I think, 2 days ago. And you know what? I'll just say I've always said this, but I think it just clicked to me why I prefer this one over the original. I just like Mike Wazowski more than I do Sully. And I think I really just like his story more in general, even though it is a conventional college movie. I don't know. There were just all of the things that happened in this were like things that, oh yeah, I was around those situations when I went away to school. So
fucking millennials.
Even having roommates and everything, it was actually surprisingly emotional watching it again after such a long time. So number 14 is Finding Dory, which apparently is despised.
It's not number what?
It's despised.
It's not number what?
What? It's not number. Oh, fuck off! You. No.
I thought you would sacrifice lambs to the altar of Finding Dory. What's going
come
on?
No. I'm actually surprised how low it's been. People have put it below the Cars 2. It seems like, most cases.
But it's not even top 10.
No, I don't. Was it last time?
I feel like it was.
Yeah.
Wait, what? Oh, well, no, I've always loved Dory. But the reason it's this high is because of Hank. I just love that character. It was so weird how I relate to him more and more every day. Yeah.
See, people berating people into making the right decision works. Go cyberbully someone.
No, I love the film. And it's higher than probably anybody else gonna give it, I'll tell you that. At number... Are you guys okay? You guys seem shook.
Yeah.
I was surprised. I wasn't... Okay.
This is much more surprising than Monsters, Inc.
Okay. 13, A Bug's Life.
Okay. He's okay. Oh, yeah.
Which is like every time I revisit this, I'm like,
Wait, A Bug's Life is above Finding Dory?
it's a better movie.
It's you're goddamn right it is.
It's I'm just like going based on like how I feel. No, because I rewatched all of them recently, and I'm like surprised how much this movie Bug's Life works. It still works as well as it did, maybe even better now because like I get all the jokes. That
and
were
the crickets are infinitely more terrifying in 2020.
Oh God.
Oh God.
Because we know what would have happened now.
Yeah, I feel like this
They
is just
didn't get that food.
I can't believe how this is literally the black sheep because it's a legitimately good movie, and I can't believe that this Bug's Life like was a one and done, but they made 3 Cars movies.
Yep.
Yeah, they never went back. And they even made a joke, I think, when they were doing Toy Story 2 about like
when they did the outtakes, you had Heimlich and Flick, and they were like, it's a good thing that we talked them into making a Bug's Life 2.
And then they were like, wait, no, that's not the one that's getting a sequel. And then it was, Toy Story. It's like, oh, you bitches. There was
even more to that because I was watching a roundtable discussion. I think it was Darla K. Anderson, John Lasseter. I believe it was also Andrew Stanton. They were the ones who worked in this movie, obviously. And they were saying how when the trailers for the first Incredibles movie was coming out, how I think in the first teaser, it said from the creators of Toy Story, Finding Nemo, and Monsters, Inc., and that people who worked on A Bug's Life were pissed that they got snubbed in that, like, because that was the only Pixar movie at that time that didn't get mentioned in that trailer.
And
it's by the way,
yeah, go ahead.
By the way, I was so excited because I had no idea that a movie called Cars was coming out, and there was the teaser trailer started off with the Bugs Life theme going on and a bee going on.
Yeah.
You remember the teaser?
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, this fucking Larry the Cable Guy car came in and fucking was like, I can't see.
It's one thing to ignore it, but it's another thing to ignore it and pour salt in the wounds.
They really are.
It's the Bernie Sanders of Pixar films. I'm calling it. Such bullshit. Oh my god. Literally every other original Pixar film has gotten a sequel now, except for fucking A Bug's Life.
Well, it is. Well, A Bug's Life is a very Bernie Sanders movie in the regards of
the revolution.
The ants are going. It's a revolution. The ants are going over the greedy 1%.
The revolution will not be televised.
You know, I think that's also just part of its appeal. It's always just been a very uplifting movie because of that. You know, you have all of these like band of misfits come together to overcome the Nazis.
They literally
led by Kevin
eat
Spacey.
the rich at the end.
Yeah, literally.
Yeah.
And by the way, great casting of Kevin Spacey in more ways than we ever thought of when this first came out.
Oh yeah.
He was a real life Hopper.
The man could deliver a monologue. I'll give him that.
Yeah.
And his performance as Hopper, I think, stands as like one of the best Disney villains.
And honestly, it's like I don't think anything in this movie is groundbreaking per se. And I don't know if it's just because like we're all of the same age and we all like were late '90s kids when this was the only other Pixar movie besides Toy Story 2 for a time. And I don't know if maybe it's just that it's just been so ingrained in us from like early childhood that we just universally love this movie more than at least most adults, it seems like.
And to point out what you said before, it is like not entirely original because it does
the DreamWorks movie.
No, because it does rip off another film called the Seven Samurai.
Everybody rips off the Seven Samurai.
Literally everyone rips off Seven Samurai. But to me, what's weird is it's like I don't think it was reviewed badly. Like I don't think it didn't make money. Like I don't know. It
just didn't make as much money.
I don't know what the issue is. Fucking Disney. All right.
Number 12.
Number 12.
Onward we go.
Okay.
Yeah, I just finished rewatching this movie for the second time last night, which you can now purchase on digital if you had no idea. I really love the relationship, the dynamic between Ian and Barley. You know, what's really come apparent is that for however many of these movies they get these big celebrities to do voice actors work, but in almost every instance, not always, but in almost every instance, they do a good job of making that celebrity disappear and you see the character, or you hear the character anyway, not so much the actual celebrity there. And it's, I think, to me, one of the funniest Pixar movies for sure. But I also do think that the emotional resonance is there, and then some. I think Moreno and Kyle did a review for Onward on this podcast feed. I don't know if Kyle mentioned it, but like he was kind of a mess when this movie was over. And I was
kind of a mess.
I was
during
too.
The podcast.
Yeah.
Oh no.
So. Yeah,
emotions are for robots.
That's all Pixar is emotions. When you come down to it,
fuck, they made a movie about it.
Do emotions have emotions? Let's find out.
It's called Soul.
Do people have emotions? I doubt it, but we'll find out. In Soul, coming.
But Onward is such a interesting. First of all, it's so I don't know if like we're like clamoring over it because it's like the first original Pixar film that we've gotten in like ages, but I definitely feel like this movie it resonates with me a lot, you know, and I could yeah, you're absolutely right, I was a mess watching the movie. I could as soon as that tape the scene played, I couldn't stop crying after that. And it just it kept on going and going and going and going. And I could absolutely see the emotional resonance that I could have with people, And
if they saw it, because one of the things going forward is that this is going to be known as the Lost Pixar movie. It was only in theaters for 2 weeks before everything was shut down.
That's so sad.
And honestly, everybody should go buy it and watch it, because it is one of those.
It's coming to Disney Plus, I think in a few days, right?
Yeah, they should have extended it more.
Are they even going to release it on physical?
Well, they usually do. Well, who knows? We'll get to it, right? I already own the movie. I got it digitally because I liked it that much and I wanted to see it.
Wow.
But I think this might be the Bug's Life of this era, to where it's
no, that's a good dinosaur.
It's not groundbreaking, but it's it's still really good. What it does good, it does good. And we sure as hell are not going to let anybody forget this little movie. I really enjoyed it. So much so that it's number 12.
This movie will go onward. Well, at least with us.
It's okay.
Right. Number 11 is WALL-E. This movie I go back and forth on because when I initially saw the movie, I was kind of in love with it. But then subsequent viewings of it was just not holding up to where it's okay, I don't know. I don't know how many more times I would bother watching this. So maybe as far as a rewatchability standpoint, it's not the best Pixar movie. But as far as, from a film perspective, I still think what they were able to pull off for however long they were, at least the first half, is just exceptional. I know people, in the second half, people think that, it can divert into conventional, I guess, animated film fare, but I still really love WALL-E as a character and Eve. And I think their sequence with Thomas Newman's Defying Gravity score is iconic at this point, for whatever you want to say. I mean, it's been used in so many different Disney shows. So, yeah. How do you guys feel about WALL-E?
Uh-oh, he's got the corona.
Oh, no. Okay. Well, it seems like we're going to need a new host for Red Spotlight Entertainment. If you're looking to host, go ahead and enter your submissions in the comments of our, podcasts. All right, go ahead.
The WALL-E is really I have no comments because I want to say.
You know what? I want to add this. It was actually kind of scary watching it in the last few days, considering all that's going on in the world. It was kind of maybe this wasn't the best movie to put on. Even this, but it's just the whole planet's a wasteland. And you know what's also kind of interesting about Pixar in general, and I've noticed this in many of their films. I think they literally say it in Incredibles. The Insuricare guy when he's firing Bob. And it's hilarious to me how no one points this out. For however many times Star Wars is singularly attacked for its politics, Pixar has very anti-capitalist, anti-corporation politics in their movies.
Which makes zero sense given who they come from.
But am I wrong? It's it's pretty blatant in a lot of their movies where they stand.
Yeah, some of them. I'd actually argue that The Incredibles overall is a little right-wing myself. But
except for this one, that part of The Incredibles, though, that I was talking about was...
Yeah, that itself is very, I agree. And
then also, the whole thing with WALL-E is pretty much a warning about climate change and everything. And also because, and they put it at the bear of all the corporations, by and large, right, was dominating the planet and everything.
Mm-hmm. So, which is so funny because the real word, by and large, is Disney.
Which it's also another fascinating thing how they crossed live action with animation in this film. You actually get to see actual physical people in a Pixar movie, which is kind of weird, but it somehow works to see how the descent of humanity kind of shifts.
Apparently, the shittier things get, the more we turn into cartoons.
Yeah. Well, we have a cartoon running our country right now.
Yeah.
But honestly, like, this movie, first of all, and last of all, the way Earth looked should have been the way Jakku looked in The Force Awakens.
The Junkyard Planet?
Yeah, it should have been more junkyardy. I agree.
Well, there's one called Lothal Minor. Remember that one in Clone Wars? You know what's interesting? Clone Wars had a lot of really interesting planet designs, but for whatever reason, the movies can't be anywhere near as
because
explored.
JJ only watched the original 3 films, so he can only imagine a desert planet, a snow planet, and I don't know what else.
A forest.
Yeah, a forest. A jungle forest. Those are the only 3 planets that exist to him.
I'm sorry we keep like citing off into Star Wars, but like we can't really help ourselves.
We're toxic Star Wars fans. We're sorry.
Yeah. So number 10. This one initially was very high, and I'm surprised that it fell off to, and again, top 10, but Inside Out. Yeah.
Yeah, fuck that movie. Oh, I gotta live in San Francisco. One of the richest, awesomest cities in the world. Grow up.
Anyway, to me, this is one of the most ingenious concepts that Pixar has thought up of. It's one of those movies that you watch and you think to yourself, how do they come up with this stuff? Because I sure as hell couldn't. And then it reminds you why Pixar is great to begin with. All these emotions. I mean, Bing Bong definitely to a lot of people is the heart of it, but it's definitely, you know, following the journey of joy and sadness. And I think it has a really mature outlook on the impact, the whole thing that they did with sadness and finding out why it is that we all need that in our lives to help us get through these situations. Yeah. Although, and then going back to it, all those things are still great, but ironically enough, this is not as emotionally a gut punch as it used to be for me. I don't know if Coco stole its thunder. I'm sorry, what was that?
Why is there 2 of Kyle?
What the fuck am I looking at?
Kyle, what happened?
Am I on acid?
I have no idea. Just continue.
One's not talking.
Oh my
It's
god!
What if it starts to talk and says something different?
Oh no!
Oh my god, what is going on? What is going on?
I'm sorry, I can't live in a world with two Kyles. This is the apocalypse. Holy shit.
Oh shit.
Great. Now there are 2 of
Kyle,
them.
get rid of that. That's creepy.
Wait, the real Kyle left and the other Kyle stayed.
Shit. Why can't that happen in real life?
I know. Oh, okay, then he left and now he's back. Okay.
Whoa. That was creepy. Something's in your room. I'm just saying that right now because last night there was a weird screechy noise that was coming out, and it wasn't from me on Moreno's side. I'll tell you that.
Maybe it's the reason why my Wi-Fi keeps on fucking up.
Okay. So number 9. Ready for number 9?
Yeah.
Toy Story 4. Look up the top 10 show of 2019 on Red Spotlight for your information there. I'm not going to go into all that again. Number 8, The Incredibles. This movie, it was the first Pixar film that I missed in theaters and didn't like actually watch until like 2007, I think 2007. So like years after it came out.
Wow.
I think this to me was like one of the few Pixar movies to where it's like it gets better and better and better every time I watch it. I think it is a uniquely mature movie in terms of like the nature of it. It doesn't feel like it was. I think more so because it is a superhero movie, but it might be one of the most adult superhero films we've ever gotten. Still, I think one of the best we've ever gotten in that regard. But yeah, I mean, it holds up even better, I think, now than it ever did. And in many ways, this is why I found how great this one is why Incredibles 2 is just so distasteful for me, because the first Incredibles was just so, all those things I just said, right? But Incredibles 2 just felt like child's play and like a backdoor pilot to like an Incredibles animated series.
TV show, yeah.
I don't know if anybody else felt that way, but it's like Incredibles 2 has just felt so small ball compared to the big concepts that are at play in the first movie.
It felt like a television series pilot. And if it was like they're spinning off some Disney Plus Incredible show, which I mean they could still do. I'm sure it would be fun. Like,
wouldn't you watch it? It's great, yeah.
Yeah, it'd be fun. Like just seeing them go on superhero antics, every week. But like this felt like a pilot. Like you're establishing like, okay, the family's first outing as superheroes. But it's like beyond that, there's really nothing to the film. Like there's literally no conflict whatsoever. And every time there's like a nugget of conflict, it just kind of disappears. Like when the film first came out, I thought like, oh, the family would kind of sort of fall apart and they would be at each other because, they switched roles. Now mom's out doing the superheroing and dad's at home taking care of the kids. Which, I mean, again, it's not 1990, so that's not like some novel idea. But I thought like, okay, whatever. But they don't even have that. Like, I don't think Mr. Incredible or Mrs. Incredible ever argue once. And even then, it's just kind of like, oh, it's kind of tough for him. But then he figures it out, and then that's it.
Well, like how in the first one, like, it seems like they're maybe about to get divorced or something.
Yeah.
Because of how
there was a
like,
whole
depressed
subplot
Mr.
where
Incredible is.
there was a whole subplot where Helen thought that Bob was having an affair in an animated movie. Like
it was real. There was real like family issues. And with this it's just like you gotta take care of the kids a little bit more. And then it's like with Violet, there's like no conflict. Oh, she kind of likes a boy, but they just literally reset her same story from the first one.
With the same boy, mind you.
Yeah.
Also, so it's like
when David and I, with the same boy. When David and I were talking about this movie,
which one, the first or the second one?
The second one. It was when he brought up the whole like what the original story was. We just kind of started going off on like things that might have worked.
Yeah.
And we said it would have been cool if they focused on the kids, but like they're older. And one of the things that he came up with was that Violet was in college, but she dropped out. And he's like, it seems like it's kind of based in like the 60s or so maybe she could be some type of activist. So like a hippie type of thing. And then Dash turns out to be like the really smart one, and he is going to college, but he's quitting his superhero life. And then Jack is like in the middle of everything, and like he wanted Dash and Jack to be like really close, but then him leaving off to college kind of like left him out.
There's literally a billion stories you could have done that are just, every time I hear another one, I'm just like, oh yeah, that's more interesting. Oh yeah, that's definitely more interesting. Like,
and then,
that's way
that,
more interesting.
like that taking a toll on the parents, because like the dad could be on Violet's side because like Violet still wanted to be a superhero. And then Helen being on Dash's side with him going off to college.
Well, you need to think about Incredibles too. Is anything in that movie does it compare to all those ideas you had in your head because of the ending of the first Incredibles? Because like that's the thing, right? Kind of like why we don't want to see a sequel to Monsters Inc. Because like, well, that's kind of the end of the story, right? You don't want. That's why you don't see Boo, because
At this
what
point,
happens.
If they did a sequel to not Incredibles, Monsters Inc., it'll pick up literally right when he opens the door, and it'll just be like silly antics, like they get stuck. Mike and Sully get stuck in the real world, and Boo has to hide them, and they're yucking around, and then that's like the whole story.
Yeah.
At this point, that's what the sequel would be.
And like when I think about, because we're talking about the first Incredibles, and I was watching it again a few days ago, the scene where Helen thinks that Bob is cheating on her, and he's about to drive off, and she's like, "I love you so much." That was like one of the most emotional scenes I've seen in any movie. Like, that was just powerful how she said that.
And again, like it's very like nuanced in the way that she says it, but like this is where Brad Bird does Brad Bird well, because if you there's a movie out called The Iron Giant, and like
Never
the way
heard
that
of
they the way that they tackle like
Cartoon Network
subtleties,
fucking blasted at every single chance they got in the early 2000s. If you saw
and
that.
it's a very nuanced thing in terms of like what it's trying to tell, how it's like a subtle nod to like racism and everything like that, and like stuff like that, the way that they tackle it in a child's film setting is really well. And that's why when Incredibles 2 comes around, like there's none of that, is very surface level, and like what it's trying to say, like I don't know, and that's why it like pales in comparison to what the first Incredibles is.
You know, I just think, look, Incredibles 2 would work so much better the way that it is if it was a pilot to a TV series.
For Disney Plus.
Right. And why haven't they done that? That would like get people to subscribe, right? An Incredibles TV show, because people have been wanting a sequel for so many years. Well, now you get to have them every week on Disney Plus. Like, what's the holdup here?
They'll fuck it up like they fucked up the Lizzie McGuire show.
Instead, we're getting Monsters at Work, which I don't even know when that's supposed to take place.
I assume
After
After University or after the first movie?
the first movie.
Huh.
Or
I
maybe
don't know.
before it, where they're just at work being fucking around. I don't know. You
Which
know that's all it's gonna be.
To be fair, Monsters at Work
Well,
could
because
work.
isn't it
too.
like a year after?
A year?
There's like a year in between,
Mm.
like when they send Boo back to when he opens the door again.
Maybe.
the gap year. But again, that story has already been told. Like all the gaps have been like
Yeah, but that's a
filled in
TV
terms of,
show.
like where they
that's
are.
a TV show. A movie's different, at least to me anyway.
Maybe it's like them like rebuilding the company.
I think a Disney animated TV series can have the excuse of being redundant, you know? Like, a movie is a different situation, at least for me. One thing with Incredibles before we go, has there ever been a better Giacchino score? Movie.
Yeah.
Movie
yes.
score.
Yes.
Movie.
I have something to say.
Movie score.
I have something to say about his score. I think he ripped off John Barry and what he did for James Bond.
Okay, we're done
and-
with the insanity portion of this podcast. Next up, we have number 7, the
Wow.
first Toy Story.
Number 7, Toy Story.
Yes.
Okay.
I feel that this has to be the single most film that I rewatched on home video, like when I was, before even 5?
Same.
So, and for all, I'm not even sure what else I can say other than that it still holds up. It never gets old. And I think in many ways, it still might be the best Toy Story because of just how much of a surprise it was. The first ever computer-generated animated movie. And it changed. Like, all of these movies we just discussed stand on the back of Toy Story. Also, pray for Tom Hanks. He's got the corona.
Thoughts and prayers.
Thoughts
He's
and
got the
prayers.
Rona.
Number 6, similarly, Toy Story 2. Toy Story 2 is actually more, it's a lot more fun to revisit than I think initially I give it credit for, as far as compared to Toy Story 1. I think as far as an entertainment standpoint is concerned, they definitely upped the ante with Toy Story 2. I love that it features more of Potato Head, Rex, Ham, Slinky, and of course the whole thing with Woody, and also the sequence When She Loved Me, the whole Jessie sequence, I feel changed the trajectory of Pixar forever. Like, that sequence was next level.
One could argue that Toy Story 2 is a lot deeper than Toy Story 1. Because of like the themes that it tackles of like, because kids are kids, yeah, but kids also grow up, and how like I think that this was the first Pixar movie to reach out to the parents in the audience as well, because their children are gonna grow up, you know, and it's just like dealing with mortality, and I like how you see that through Woody's eyes, and the way that Kelsey Grammer,
Kelsey Grammer, God.
Grammar?
Yes.
Okay.
Speak English.
The way he has that speech about, you know, okay. All right, I lost
that speech of what?
Panel.
The speech of how long will it last, Woody?
How long will it last, Woody? You know, will
I love the line when he says, "Do you really think Andy will take you to college?" Well,
yeah, he will.
But he didn't. And then he got sold
honeymoon.
to a thankless brat that, you know, wouldn't notice if he was gone. Anyway, what was it?
It's definitely deeper than the first Toy Story, but like it's, I don't know.
And as a movie fan, I appreciate all the different movie references in Toy Story 2.
2001: A Space Odyssey, Star Wars. I mean, the list goes on.
Real quick, because we're on the third of 5 lists. Toy Story 2 has been number 5 with both of the Morenos, and now it's at number 6. So I think Toy Story 2, and then the next one that I'm going to name off here have been pretty high. Number 5 is Coco. I'm a Mexican. I mean, what else can I say?
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
All of these things have been in all of our, I mean, in my culture as far as growing up. And it is, to me, I think, because in the community that I live in, full of Mexicans, watching that in the theater with them was like, almost like being at a funeral or at a wake. Like when the credits hit, everybody was kind of crying in unison and applauding and cheering.
You go to funerals where people applaud and cheer at the end?
Or a wake, I said. A wake or a memorial.
That's still weird.
No, it's not. A memorial is a celebration of one's life.
Okay.
It's a different take on it than just a tragic funeral. But yeah, it's especially potent if you belong to this culture and you grew up listening to these stories. And to see it so visualized, and it also reminds you of people in your life who may no longer be in your life. Yeah, it's a beautiful film. I think, to me, the best original Pixar movie since Up, which is yet to be mentioned on this list.
Good.
And yeah, all of that and more and everything. Coco. Number 4. This film is Ratatouille. So far, the first of us to put it in the top 10, which is wow. I am not of the view, although others will be, that this movie is overrated. I find, strangely enough, I think it's, to me, one of the most rewatchable Pixar movies. You asked Kyle the other day about is there a film where like I can like quote entirely. Nobody can do that in the known universe besides you when it comes to a movie and like quoting the entire thing. But strangely enough, I think this film like hit me really hard when it came out, and I've seen it so many times besides Finding Nemo, I think, where I can like quote more out of it. And I've still yet to see any movie, live action or animated, that's made the food look this good. that we see here in Ratatouille. No
You
thoughts?
haven't seen Studio Ghibli movies then?
I have. No. It didn't look that appetizing. No. Thoughts on Ratatouille? Nobody seems to care for it here, at least, anyway.
I'll wait till I get to
Moreno,
mine.
what was it about this movie that didn't like that it was so low for you?
Where did I put it? I don't remember.
You put it at number 11.
Oh, that's not too bad.
That's halfway. That's the midpoint, it looks like.
I don't know. It's like I think it's a good movie. I love the music.
Yes.
The music is really good. I think it could get boring sometimes.
Wow. Not me. Not ever. Anytime it's on
It's
TV,
just like
I watch
it's not one that I can like really relate to that much.
That anyone can be anything no matter where they're from?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll remember that next time.
Whoa. Is that a threat?
That very much
threatening me?
sounded like a threat, yeah.
Are you threatening me, Master Jedi?
Number 3. Up.
Too low.
Okay. No, I saw this again recently, and I was a mess. I frankly don't think that the film is its most emotionally resonant with just the opening sequence. To me, it's a beautiful crescendo all the way to the point where Carl gives Russell the alley badge. Like, that's the point where it's like, oh, God. And I'm sorry, like, to say that the movie loses people in the second half, it's like, no, I think they keep that through line all
These
the way
people
throughout.
are insane. They think that the film is only 10 minutes long and that after the initial opening, like, oh, nothing happens. So much goddamn shit happens that's interesting, exciting, funny, heartbreaking, and all of you fucking people
Oh, shit.
who deny this. Oh my god.
But I'm not even talking about any person on this panel, but I mean in general, in like the 10 plus years that this movie, which is wow, that this movie was first released, the popular idea that has formed from this is that the second half is boring and not as powerful as the first 10 minutes, which I'm sure some people here may feel that way. I strongly disagree with that, and I don't know.
Oh, that's Doug chiming in.
Oh, yeah? He doesn't have his collar.
Oh.
So,
He
No
wanted
thoughts?
to say,
Free.
he wanted to
thoughts?
say whoever put this film in like their bottom 3, you know, I don't know. It's not a threat. It's just maybe their lifetime Disney membership should be revoked. That's all I'm saying.
You're number 2, Alexis.
number 2, Finding Nemo.
Not Finding Dory?
No, Finding Dory is and nowhere close the movie Finding Nemo is.
Okay, this is a complete flip-flop, but okay.
You want to talk about flip-flops? I've got a number of movies where you have changed your opinions drastically, for which I could kill you for, is how angry you make me. So shut the fuck up when it comes to flip-flopping on movies.
Hey.
Name 7.
Lincoln, and then everybody else. So, I mean, I could, but why would I? This is Pixar.
You sound like Joe Biden. You have 10 super PACs.
You know
Name
what?
them.
Joe
come
Biden.
on.
Joe Biden won. So shut up. Number 2 is Finding Nemo. To me, it was an instant classic. One of my favorite theatrical experiences. I still remember it to this day, watching that movie. And there was a point where I've seen it so many times that I was like, similarly to like Alexis, where it's like, well, I'm a little burnt out on it, but like when you give movies a little bit of space and then you go back to them years and years later, you just fall in love with it again. And honestly, every single time, like I said with Ratatouille, when it comes on TV, I stop and watch it. And like unlike Moreno, I actually love the ocean. And to me, like, God, every time I'm like near the ocean or around the beach or someplace, I can't believe how amazing they made the coral reef, which is about to be extinct, look like. Or ocean life look like. And to me, like, that's like the ultimate like escape of transporting you elsewhere to it.
Have you ever been snorkeling?
No, I really wish I could have done that.
I strongly recommend it. It's beautiful.
And of course has that like father-son dynamic that you think Spielberg would have made this movie, but didn't.
Who?
Because the father-son dynamic is so prevalent in his movies. And to me, still like nothing else that Andrew Stanton has worked on has like, at least personally, has come to Finding Nemo. So yeah. And then the number one is this. I think will never change as far as Toy Story 3 is concerned. Yeah, I think it's the perfect movie. And nothing has topped it. No other Pixar movie has made me cry, and there have been many on this list, but none make me cry like this one. And none hit harder on just pure emotion than this one. To me, I think it's Pixar's magnum opus. I don't think anything compares to this one as far as just the pure emotion is concerned. Yeah. So to recap, number 2 was Cars 2. I'm sorry, number 22 was Cars 2.
2 was Cars 2.
That was about to be like, you bitch.
Number 21 was Incredibles 2. Number 20 was The Good Dinosaur. Ugh. Number 19 was Brave. Number 18, Cars 3. Number 17, Monsters, Inc. Number 16, Cars. Number 15, Monsters University. Number 14 is Finding Dory. Number 13 is A Bug's Life. Number 12, Onward. Number 11, WALL-E. Number 10, Inside Out. Number 9, Toy Story 4. Number 8, The Incredibles. Number 7, Toy Story. Number 6, Toy Story 2. Number 5 is Coco. 4, Ratatouille. 3, Up. 2 is Finding Nemo. And 1 is Toy Story 3. Did I piss anybody off with this list?
Yes, but not as much as the first two.
It was more shocking than anything.
Yeah, Finding Dory should have been number 1. I don't know what you're smoking.
Am I dead to you, Peter?
You're on life support.
With your number 20, you're dead to me.
Oh, fuck that movie. Come on. Like, I don't understand let me just say, the movie can be enjoyable. And at times, it can be competent. But I don't understand what about that movie garners so much love.
Wow, you're really going to hate my number 1.
If it was the quality, if this was a Pixar sequel with the same quality, you all would dismiss it. Let's just be real about that. Because I'm not one of these people that, even though I am tired of endless Pixar sequels, and some I think are just bad and inferior in almost every way to the original, like, I put some of these sequels higher than some of the originals, like Brave or Good Dinosaur, and Cars or whatever. So, like, I just go based on, like, what I think is a better movie. And if Good Dinosaur was the same level of movie, but it was like Cars 4, I mean, would we be talking about it? No. So get over yourselves. Wait a minute. I thought I was supposed to go after Peter.
So such toxicity.
We went out of order. I thought I was supposed to go after Peter.
Well, it's a little too late now, isn't it?
Who tricked me?
Okay.
Oh my God.
Peter.
Okay, you want me to go?
You're up.
All right.
Yep.
At number 15,
So we have the number
No.
22.
No.
The number 22.
No,
We have what?
No, 22. Fuck you, you're not doing
I
this.
thought we were on the same page about numbers being a social construct.
No, 22. Go.
Fine. Number 22. Cars 2. Fuck that movie. Number.
Wait
number
a minute.
Yeah.
Wait, hold up a minute.
Yeah.
That's.
Yep. I mean, it.
Yep.
Yep. Yeah.
He nailed it on the head.
Number 21. Cars 3. I do not care for these cars. I do not at all.
Sam, I am.
Sam, I am. Monsters University. I guess we'll get to this. I'm not the biggest fan of this Pixar director. He's not the worst, but he's not the best.
How many can you name on one hand?
2, and already I've seen a trend.
No, how many Pixar directors in general?
Like 3.
Okay, just so we're aware of.
Okay. Finding Dory. They found her.
At number 19?
Yeah.
They found her.
They found. That's still higher than I thought it would be,
Yeah.
and higher than both of the Morenos.
Because they got little fishies. Incredibles 2. There's some interesting.
Okay,
action
now I have
scenes.
issues with you.
Okay,
Really?
okay, go ahead.
Really? We
Why
just
is
spent so much
Monsters
time.
U?
We just spent so much time.
Oh, all of okay. Here we go.
We just
Here
spent
we
so
go.
much.
Under Incredibles 2.
Wait, what did you say?
She's mad because Incredibles 2 is above Monsters University.
I'm mad because it's above Dory. Like, what the fuck?
That
we just,
too.
yeah,
No,
we
I
just
put
spent
it
so
above
much
it,
time
but,
crapping on
like-
Incredibles 2, and then you put it above.
Sure. So, to answer both of your things, for Alexis, boy Alexis
both.
specifically, in regards to why it's there, The Good Dinosaur tells you to go fuck itself, and for Moreno, Up tells you to go fuck itself. So there you go. There's
Wait,
my answer.
you're saying the Good Dinosaur is telling it to go fuck itself?
Tell you.
That's not what you said. That's
Roll
not
back the clip.
okay.
Okay, I can say why. Monsters University is boring. It's nothing but college antics that I've seen 1,000 times. It's not the worst, but that's literally all it is for like 90 minutes until it gets to the end, and then it decides it wants to be about something. Well, Too Little Too Late movie. No.
Wow.
Finding Dory is fine. It's very redundant. If you've seen Finding Nemo, Finding Dory says literally nothing that Finding Nemo hasn't already said 1,000,000 times better. But it has cute little fishies. Incredibles 2, again, story-wise, really fucking lame. But it has cool action scenes. And
Oh
it has...
no! That's
yes,
where I draw the
yes,
line with
yes.
that. Cool action scenes are no.
Yeah.
That's what
That
gets
is called
everybody.
a form of entertainment.
no,
and also it
no.
has the Jack sequences, which are pretty funny. Yeah, so it
No.
hops over those two. Yes.
No,
Yes.
no.
Yes.
Not at all.
Yes. Okay. Number 17, Brave. Her mother's a bear. 18. Oh no, 60. Brave is also boring. But there's a bear. That was 17, right? Okay. 16. Oh, this one might be a bit controversial, actually. Toy Story 4. I think I've said everything about Toy Story 4, right? Like
I thought you liked it.
it's above Brave.
It's above an original movie. I think that's about as big of a compliment Peter can give a Pixar sequel, right?
Yeah, pretty much.
Does this one exist in your eyes?
It was made. But when I think of the Toy Story films, I don't think of Toy Story 4. I think of Toy Story 1, 2, and 3. But I don't hate it either. It's just I don't find it necessary at all. But it's also well made enough that it's like I can enjoy watching this.
Mm-hmm.
The jokes work. It's made. It's definitely well made overall. So yeah, but I mean, it's a Woody film. If they had just called it Woody, I might be
shut the fuck
easier.
up with that. It's the same
It's a Woody
shit.
film. It's a Woody film.
It's the same shit. Just move on. I mean, that's just ridiculous. 15.
I don't know why you're being so toxic. This is like just
I'm
my
following
opinion.
your lead. Go ahead.
This is just my opinion. Ooh, you're gonna be real pissed at this. Night 15, Cars,
Who's pissed at that?
because it's above everything else. The cars go vroom vroom. Yeah. 14.
Okay.
The Good Dinosaur.
Okay.
It's actually slightly lower than I would have wanted to put it, but you know, unfortunately. Yeah, Good Dinosaur.
Explain it to me. I don't get why this movie is so highly viewed by you.
Explain it?
Yeah.
It's weird. It's a weird film.
Is it?
Yeah, I think so.
What's weird about it?
The world of it? It's dinosaurs where it's not like, oh, modern day dinosaurs, you know? It's like, no, it's dinosaurs in the
Evolved
past
dinosaurs?
who can talk, but they have like humans as pets, but then it also slightly becomes a Western halfway through, like where some dinosaurs.
Excuse me?
Yeah.
Really?
Yes.
Okay.
It's really fucking weird. And then of course they get high, and then it's like the little human character's cute. There's a lot to it. Yeah, don't worry, we're gonna have the auto commentary and I'm gonna lay it all out.
There's literally nothing to this movie.
Okay, I mean that's
Wow.
one opinion. That's one opinion. But yes, Good Dinosaur 14. Number 13, Onward. I liked it. To me, it's not the best, but it does a lot of good stuff, and there's a lot of humor.
Real quick.
And then again, yeah.
Real quick, just to point out. So David put Onward at number 14. Moreno put this at number 9. I put this at number 12, and you put it at number 13. So average is number 12, 13, 14 for this.
It's a middle. And by the way, when I came out of the film, I said like this is middle Pixar. So I mean, I feel like my initial assumption on the film was correct. Okay, here we go. Number 12, A Bug's Life. Again, a little lower than I would want, but I really obviously love this film, as we've discussed. Number 11, Wall-E. This is the one where for all the everyone that argues like, oh, Up, like the initial beginning is good and then the rest is whatever. I think that's kind of the case for Wall-E, where the initial part of it is really good, but then once they get into outer space and then they get to the ship, it kind of loses steam for me. Yeah, and I get it, I do, but I don't know if they could have just maintained, and I know it's kind of impossible with today's audiences, just having it be on Earth with Wall-E and Eve. I think I would have loved it a lot more. I still really like it, but yeah. 10, Ratatouille.
Okay, why is it at number 10?
He make the meatballs.
Okay.
Very delicious. There's a lot going on in this film. Most of it I think is executed pretty well. This is one, to this day, people like adore this film. And I like it. I definitely think it's good, but like people are like fucking Ratatouille, peak Pixar. And I'm like, I guess. I don't know. I don't. Maybe it's because like a lot of people that like review this shit, they're like in the movie industry, so that the whole everyone can be a chef really like connects with them. Yeah, but overall as a film, I'm like it's pretty good. It's top 10 Pixar. I'll give it that, which is saying a lot. Number 9, Monsters Inc.
Okay.
I've always really liked Monsters Inc. Monsters are cool. It is emotional. It is, I think, really well done. Yeah, number 9. No, number 8. That was number 8. Number 7, The Incredibles.
No, that was number 9.
That was number 9.
Oh, that was number 9. Okay, yeah, okay. Number 8, Inside Out. I really like Inside Out. Number 7. I don't know what you want me to say. We've already discussed why we like these films. At this point, I'm just listing them.
Yeah.
The Incredibles. It's incredible. Number 6, Toy Story 2. A lot of people like Toy Story 2 the most. I like Toy Story 2 the least. So suck on that.
Why the least?
The least is still top 6 Pixar. I just happen to like the other 2 more.
Okay, but why do you like Toy Story 2 the least?
Because the original...
What is it about it?
Sure, so the original Toy Story, it's not about what's wrong with it. It's about what's better with the other ones. Toy Story, the original Toy Story, it's very... Like, Toy Story, the original story, it's fucking classic. Like, every ounce of it. It's very hard to one-up it. And Toy Story 3, I think they have very similar stories to Toy Story 2. Toy Story 3 hit me more emotionally than Toy Story 2. And and it's like the perfect ending. So, unless they want to make like a Woody, a Toy Story story.
Well,
spin-off.
Toy Story 3 was the ending. Toy Story 4 was the epilogue because those exists, you know.
Yeah.
So
A Toy Story story. Yeah.
It was a spin-off.
The spin-off prequel sequel. Finding Nemo. It's the cute little fishies. They go split splash. Number 4.
this is a word. This is like the commentary people come forward, you know.
Yeah.
The fishies go splish splash. That's
Wait, do you deny that the fishies go splish splash?
no, I don't. No.
Okay, then shut your mouth. 4, Toy Story 3. I just said why, so yeah. Number 3, Coco. Yeah, Coco is very much like peak Pixar. It's great. It's really, really great. 2, Toy Story. I don't think I need to say why Toy Story is good.
It's
And
the
then,
original.
Of course, easily the best Pixar film, Up. I think we can all agree with that. Thank you, Pete Doctor. Yeah. That is the list. All 15 and up.
Okay.
Any comments?
So, okay. First of all, I'm surprised The Good Dinosaur isn't higher.
Yeah,
It's too high.
Me too. Well, it's because like Onward came out. Yeah, that's kind of it. Onward came out.
Okay, so it would have been number 13 had Onward not come out.
Yeah, definitely.
Here's an interesting
Okay.
question I got. If Soul is anywhere near as good as you think it'll be, Peter, where do you think it'll land?
Possibly top 5.
Yeah.
Possibly.
Okay.
I really do think it could hit that. But we'll see. You always want to see the film first. But definitely top 10, I think, for sure.
That is if it's executed as well as
Yeah.
it presents itself on the trailers and all that stuff.
Uh-huh.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, it's a very Peter list.
What does that mean?
It's a very Peter list. You know what it means.
In that it is correct? If
no.
so, then yes.
No, in the fact that it is very Peter. All these choices and all that stuff, sticking it to the man with number 1 being Up. It's a delicious choice. Ratatouille, like, I don't know. I would have thought that you would have liked this movie a little bit more than the others.
I feel like you're getting so offended because Ratatouille is like not top 5 for anybody.
Me? I guess I'm a nobody. Okay.
That's true.
Sorry.
I mean, I kind of zoned out, but yeah.
Okay. All right. A Bug's Life. Okay, I guess.
It's interesting. We all got different number ones.
Yeah.
Okay.
One right so far, 3 wrongs.
All right, it's my turn. I shifted a few things around
While we were just talking?
since the last time we did this. Things are lower than it previously was, and things are definitely a lot higher than they were. So, without further ado, here's my list. Number 22, of course, fucking Cars 2. Whose idea was it to give Larry the Cable Guy the lead role in a Pixar fucking movie?
Yeah, fuck you, David.
I mean, I can tell you it exists because Bob Iger asked, hey, we need a Cars movie for Cars Land, so...
Should have made a land over a film that, like, people give a shit about. Toy Story Land? That might be difficult, actually.
They actually did it.
They did do it.
Oh, they did.
There is a Toy Story Land.
Yeah, okay. Well, it doesn't matter. It's all shut down now.
Okay, number 21 is Incredibles 2. I think Incredibles 2 is a good example of potential wasted, because there's so many other stories that you could tell with The Incredibles. I mean, it's a superhero movie. You could literally do anything, and this is the one that they landed up with. I don't... After watching it, I was like, it was entertaining and all that stuff. Second time I watched it, I could barely, like, stay awake, because I was just like, ugh. And it was when I was wide awake, not... Because I know I'm a 10 p.m., I'm gotta get my shut-eye kind of guy, but to Incredibles 2, I found boring for me, and there was so many different ways that you could take the story, as we mentioned before, but Incredibles 2, I think is like, it to me, the reason why it's so low is because it does a bare minimum story of what it tells.
And to think that if Cars 2 didn't exist, an Incredible sequel would be the lowest rated Pixar movie in existence.
Yeah.
Can you believe that?
Speaking of sequels, here we go with another
Finding
one.
Dory?
Cars 3.
Ooh.
Cars 3. Yeah. Sorry for those who are on the panel, but Cars 3, I think, while it's not bad, it's to me, it's not good either. The only thing that's like a redemption for me is that they're dealing with like new versus old kind of thing. Like you have a new upcoming racer coming up in the ranks, and I like how like Lightning McQueen is now old hat, and I like the kind of like treatment of that. It's kind of like Creed kind of, and that's like story angle I like, but the rest is kind of boring. You have another Chick Hicks kind of character in it, and it's very disappointing that Chick Hicks is not voiced by Michael Keaton. I just find that like with what it does it okay, but not enough to like compel me to go back and revisit it. Number 19, I'm so sorry, Alexys Moreno, but Monsters University.
Yeah, fuck that movie.
Is my number 19. The ending is okay, and that's the ending is good. I'll say the ending is good in what it tries to tell you. But I think Ratatouille kind of said it better to me. I know that
the endings are a bit different, actually.
But like anybody could like ascend to like greatness and all that
but
stuff.
That's not what it says.
That's not what it says.
Ratatouille is basically saying that anybody it doesn't matter where you come from. You have the potential to be great.
Monsters
like,
University
that's okay.
Monster University is saying you don't have to go down one track, basically.
And
Like
simultaneously saying that one thing that you want so hard, just because you want it so badly doesn't mean you're going to be good at it, much less great.
And that's okay.
Right.
We're
Sometimes it's okay to be okay.
Well, I didn't feel that way. I am so sorry. Number 18 is, lo and behold, another sequel, Finding Dory. I think Finding Dory, I don't know. I have a hard time watching it because I have
Whiplash?
severe...
No, you have traumatic memories.
I have severe PTSD from watching this movie. It is without a doubt my worst theater experience.
Might I add, I did try to watch all of the Pixar movies before this. Nemo and Dory are the only ones I did not finish.
Okay. As someone who had not watched a single Pixar before doing this, I don't know, fuck Finding Dory.
It's okay. Although I do admit that Sia's cover of Nat King Cole's Unforgivable, mwah, beautiful. I love it. Thomas Newman, he strikes well again, and I can't fault the movie for that. It's just like, I don't know. Dory was such an interesting character as somebody like a foil for Marlin, that it was hard to engage into the movie without the foil and the foil being together.
We have the new foil
until
here
the very
is
end.
Hank. Nobody seems to care for Hank, it looks like, besides me. Which then makes me ask, then does nobody care about me then? Or my personality type? Because that's the same character there.
I mean, we didn't want to have to do it like this, but if you're going to force our hand...
Yeah, I definitely do feel that way. No, I think the foil is there with Hank.
Well, I just don't think that Hank is as strong of a character than...
Marlin? Of course not.
Marlin,
no.
yeah. And so I think you can't... comparing the two is, not...
This is my issue, and I'm going to bring it back to Star Wars, because, toxic Star Wars fan. There's a lot of characters that are designed exclusively for one purpose and to serve a certain function. And my issue with a lot of these Pixar sequels is that they go they feel like taking these characters and giving them their own film, and it's kind of doesn't work as much because it's okay, they weren't designed to be the main character. They weren't designed for this. And it kind of stretches the character past.
I agree with that entirely, except with some exceptions, of course. I do think that Mike Wazowski and Dory, at least for me, were engaging as leads, but it doesn't work as well as the original, obviously.
Yeah.
Well, and that's the point of a sequel. It's supposed to be a perfect kind of piece, counterpiece with your original.
The point of a sequel is to make money.
And I don't feel that the Finding Dory does that, at least for me. Number 17, Cars. I'm entertained with the movie enough. But there are others. I'm leaving it at that. Number 16, Woody, A Toy Story Story.
You know what? I think that's the only way we should refer to that film from now on. It is Woody, A Toy Story Story.
It is surprisingly funnier, I guess, than the other Toy Stories, but it also, to me, again, part 3 is the perfect ending, So I'm going to leave it at that. Number 15, My Mother's a Bear.
She's a bear.
Brave. Really emotional and strikes me to my core. I love the connection that it has, because usually it's princess and her dad, and usually that's the common trope with Disney princesses. But no, it's actually a story that I don't think is told enough, and it is about a daughter and a mother. And I love the direction that they took with it. I love the kind of like Scottish mythos that they put with the wisps and everything like that. I find that a bit fascinating with Scottish culture, and just like the way that it very Nordic in the way that it is. And so number 15 is Brave. Fascinating. Number 14. This is where I was talking about like a movie I've seen so much that I've kind of like grown bored of it. And it is not of a fault of my own, but a fault of my
and so
sisters,
you blame the movie for it, not the sister
who drained this. It was played so much that I was just like, I've seen it too many times. It's like the first Shrek. I've seen it so much that I could go my whole life without seeing the movie again. And that is Monsters, Inc.
No. That's not a good excuse. No.
It has a a good concept.
How many times have you seen Star Wars?
But here's the thing: I get culturally enriched when I see Star Wars.
Canceled.
Star Wars is twice the movie
film...
Monsters Inc. will ever be.
Moreno.
But Monsters Inc. Good concepts. I like John Goodman and Billy Crystal. They're good together. But it's just it's kind of dulled on me. A little bit.
I get it. I feel the same way. Not that I've watched it so often, but it's like I get it.
Okay.
Y'all are haters.
Number 13.
Okay.
Okay. Really rich coming from you, but okay. Number 13 is Pixar took the concept of do emotions and ran with it. It is Inside Out.
This is, if I'm not mistaken, and somebody correct it, you are the one that put this the lowest. Outside the top 10, I think. Or, 13.
Which is weird.
Actually, it makes sense when you see that he's putting all the female protagonists in the very bottom of the Pixar list.
Inside Out. Charming movie. Really charming movie. The story that it takes with the concepts of like abstract thoughts, the train of thought, and just the way that your brain works, and put it in such a I wouldn't say simplified thing, but to help children understand where emotions are and how complex emotions can be. I think it's a really brilliant concept.
But darn it didn't star a boy.
I thought you would have this one higher.
You're the only one to have had
you.
this movie outside the top 10. I just looked at it real quick. Wow.
Explain yourself.
I feel because of like what it talks about, I would have thought you would have had it higher. Like,
what are you trying to accuse him of being?
Shut up.
No, I could definitely see where what Moreno is talking about, because it does tackle with mental problems. You know, it does delve into like mental issues in such a way. I don't know. I found the other ones more emotionally gripping.
Hey,
to me.
Moreno, tell David if he's able to read my messages, then he's able to get on this podcast so I can yell at him.
Oh, I think he's awake. Well, obviously, if he's reading the messages. Hold on, let me call him. Continue, Kyle.
Okay, number 12. The Good Dinosaur.
Yes, queen.
I have it higher than... Oh, shut up. I have it higher than any of you.
You've officially
You're the one who's
lost me.
Clamoring over.
I think we can just jettison this list into the sun, right?
Wow, the romance is dead.
The romance was never there. The Good Dinosaur, I feel, is wacky fun. It is probably the most experimental Pixar has gotten.
What?
Not many people.
What's experimental about it?
Not many people.
What are you talking about? Are you kidding me?
Preach,
Experimental?
Kyle. No.
Yes.
Preach.
Okay, that scene where like the mountain comes down and the water turns brown and like you see it's so good.
I'm talking about from
The
a concept.
animation.
The idea of the movie is not experiment. I mean, are you talking about the animation itself?
We're talking about the
I'm talking about
execution.
Well, the animation,
I'm talking about
in the film is
everything.
groundbreaking.
Peter-
There's no question about it. I'm talking
Like,
about the concept
Peter-
of the idea of the movie is not experimental. That's what I was talking about.
Peter hit it right on the nose.
Here we go.
Okay. It turns a little bit western. It turns a little bit of a farm epic.
give me
it turns
a break.
little bit into
What a bunch of malarkey.
it turns into Cheech and Chong for a little bit. And it just like it has a lot of things that speak to me, and also it's like really emotional.
You know what? You've
for
officially
saying-
broken me. Joe Biden 2020.
Okay.
This hair's malarkey.
It says
Listen here, Jack.
a lot. It says a lot for. Okay. All right. I'll wait till you guys are done.
Yeah, now
Although-
you know how
although I
you
do-
know how it feels, bitch.
Oh, he's coming.
Oh shit!
Oh, he's coming.
coming.
Although
Okay.
He's coming.
When he arrives, we all boo him.
He's
Okay.
coming.
I do want that Joe Biden mug.
No
The
malarkey.
malarkey mug. No malarkey, yeah. But yeah, I really like it. They say a lot for not saying anything with
They say
the whole
nothing.
family
That movie
concept
says
of
nothing.
No,
Shut
that's what made me cry. When
Yeah.
he says like his family's
You're
dead,
outnumbered here,
basically.
Alexis.
Oh man.
and then him saying goodbye to Spot.
Yeah.
That just like
Oh.
breaks me every time. Speaking
Okay,
of a movie
well,
that broke me.
Oh, wait. Hold
my
on,
number-
hold on. Real quick. Just because I forgot to say this when I went over it. I love a lot of people seem to have issues with like the realistic environment with the cartoony dinosaurs. I love it. I think it's really cool. And Lexi, she only likes horror films. Okay. If someone's not being mutilated in the film, she doesn't really care for it. This is like one of the few films that like emotionally affected her, The Good Dinosaur. I'm just telling you, the film has wide appeal, and like Disney fans might not appreciate it, but it's gonna be one of the big ones. Give it time. People like it.
Wait a minute. Wait. You just said that Lexi is a big fan of horror movies?
Yes.
Did anybody else in their head just like the light bulb went up when he said that? Because now it makes sense.
What makes sense?
Yeah, that really just made everything click. I don't like this movie all that much, but I will say people who say that that's an issue, that the animation clashes with each other, I think that's a stupid complaint.
I think it's weird. I think it looks cool. I think it's different.
Yeah, the animation
it.
to me, like,
Yeah.
if I'm gonna watch this, the only reason I'll watch this is because of the animation is breathtaking.
Honestly, I think that this movie. I mean, I love Moana. It is like top 5 Disney. For
Didn't
me.
that bomb?
Yeah, I don't think anyone
up.
even saw it.
But The Good Dinosaur and what it does with water, I think, pale comparison. My number 11 is Onward. This movie broke me. It was a good film that I think delved with the state of brotherhood really well. The dynamic between Barley and Ian, I think, is just impeccable, and I don't
Wait,
think
what
that,
number
like,
is this again?
11.
11. Okay. Go ahead.
Okay, Onward, I think, is a beautifully crafted movie with what it tells about brothers and everything like that. Like how, like, yeah, you do have your father, but essentially your big brother, essentially, like, is part of you, by the time you're born and all that stuff, and it like the way that it says everything about that is just really emotionally driven with me. I have little brothers myself, and I love the fact that that the dynamic and the chemistry between the two is really well done. I see a lot of Barley with my younger brother, because he's giant, he's doofy and everything like that, and and I could see a lot of my brother in that. It also didn't help that I got in unfortunately I got in a huge fight with him the previous night, so it hit home for me.
And it's different for you because they basically raised you.
Dun,
okay, now
dun, dun.
Here he is. All right, we have
You
David.
made a sandwich?
He made a sandwich, everyone.
You're right.
He had time to make a goddamn sandwich and not show up.
I didn't grow up with a father,
Can we pause so I can reposition?
but I had you. Okay,
That's
nobody
weird.
gives a shit. All right.
Wait, what? What are you talking about?
What is she saying? Reposition? What the fuck?
I don't
What did
know.
she say?
I can't deal with all this malarkey.
Is that a malarkey sandwich I see? Where's ours?
Hold on.
Okay. David, you want to
Wait,
go
he's
on
not-
record?
he's-
Okay.
doesn't have the thing. No, you finish and then he'll go
Onward
after.
is emotional.
Onward.
I'm sorry. I really like the movie.
A lot of people mention the tape sequence, but to me, what really does me in is when he's reading the list,
Okay.
and that just like it breaks me, and that broke me when he was reading the list, and it was just chef's kiss, beautiful. David,
The star of Peter's
David,
Most
we have
Wanted,
a lot of-
joining us now.
Yeah.
Yes.
You bitch. Yes.
Okay, Peter. Go right ahead.
Okay.
Can we just say
Listen
David's
here,
only here to be a
buckaroo.
punching bag at this point, and
Oh
You're
my God.
goddamn right.
there's no denying that.
David.
But go ahead anyway.
David.
Okay.
Cars 2. Explain yourself.
what number was Cars 2?
It was like
It was
fucking...
number 7.
It was 17. Yeah.
Oh my god. Explain your love of Cars 2 right now.
I like Mater. He's funny.
Oh my
Okay, David, I'm sorry.
He's canceled.
I like you.
Wait
I
a
like
minute.
you as a person.
I like
but
Mater too.
You're
He is
canceled.
funny. But
Oh god, this is what happens when you listen to country music.
I don't listen to country music, but
wow.
but also
He does what in his cups? That's the only funny line from him.
I just really like the idea of Cars 2 of spy cars. It's just really funny for me. And
That's stupid. I hate it so much because of that. It's like, why the fuck would you make your second film a spy movie when the whole thing is you're a car? So now they're
But
spy
let me ask you
cars?
this question,
Like,
Peter.
oh my
What do you
God.
remember more?
Yes.
Cars 2 or any of the James Bonds that you've just seen?
Don't do this.
I
to me.
asked the question. What comes to mind first? Cars 2, a spy movie, technically speaking, or the signature spy franchise of all time?
It's only out of anger that I remember Cars 2. Because I could not think of a concept stupider than cars, but spies.
John Lasseter did it.
Yeah, and where's he now?
Canceled.
Hugging himself in the corner, okay? So, yeah.
Good image.
You know what I wanted to say real quick? Because of that,
By the way, you know how you do a fucking car
God.
sequel? You go street racing, you dumb motherfuckers. Fast and Furious, that shit. Oh my god. Okay.
I was
go
going to
ahead.
say real quick about Lasseter. I'm pretty happy that he didn't end up directing Toy Story 4. And the fact that that movie ended up being as good as it was, considering that it was scrapped entirely and they had to do it from scratch because Lasseter was basing it off his story with his wife, which I don't know.
That would have put a shadow over it, wouldn't it
I
have?
That would have been very grim.
I
too.
don't. Is he divorced? Are they separated? Are they still together after all that? Like,
No.
I don't know.
No, I don't care.
I mean, it's just like the movie was based off his real life, and he was going to direct it. And the fact that he didn't direct it, I think, bettered the movie for it, because considering, was Cars 2 the last movie he directed? Personally?
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, that makes sense. We were talking about this, not to get too off track, but I think when we were discussing Onward, the review, to me, years ago when Pixar first started taking off, Disney animation was fucking sucked, but Pixar was amazing. And then I think there was a point where, like, with all the sequels, to me anyway, Pixar started to suck. And then there was a point where, like, Disney animation was really awesome. Right now, I feel like they're both fine. They're at a point where they're just both fine.
And to be fair, you're the only one that thinks that at the moment. Nobody else feels that way. Because I think as far as Disney is concerned, everybody besides you really liked Frozen 2.
You're wrong.
So,
that's okay.
Did you watch it?
He didn't actually watch it because he thinks that he had this psychotic dream. He thought that he saw it on Disney Plus before it was even available on Disney Plus.
Moreno, I swear to you, like a week ago, I was on Disney Plus. I was like, oh, okay, it's here. I clicked it. I watched it. I didn't like it, but then I moved on. And then thanks to
Why
this whole...
didn't you like it?
Well, hold on. Let me get this part out first. Then this whole Corona thing happened, and I'm reading headlines that's like, oh, we're gonna drop Frozen 2 early, and I'm like, wait, what the fuck? I thought Frozen 2 was already on Disney Plus. That's how I watched it. So then, like, that's when I went into the chat. I'm like, wait, isn't Frozen 2 already on Disney Plus? That's how I fucking watched it. And they're like, no,
What
you're
dimension
crazy.
were you in?
You don't have to believe me. All I'm telling you is I saw that fucking movie. That's all I'm telling you.
Is it possible you just watched something else and thought it was Frozen 2?
No, because I remember
You watched the first one.
the shit songs in the beginning, and then I remember the useless backstory about their fucking parents. It's like, of course we're going to their fucking parents. Oh my god, I don't want to get into.
But that's not the point.
It is. I could go on for a very long tirade when it comes to that film.
So, Peter, you didn't go into the unknown?
No, I didn't. I mean, I did, but I didn't like it.
I thought the songs were fantastic. Anybody else agree?
I agree.
Yeah, same.
No. They were so goddamn annoying. The characters were so annoying and so stupid. Like, go just completely fucking betray the whole point of the lesson in the first film in this film. Good fucking
that
job.
I don't understand where.
What was the
We're not
what was
going to
the
discuss
lesson of the
this.
first film? Okay, that's what I thought.
This right now.
Okay.
It's not a review of Frozen 2.
That's what I thought. All right.
Okay.
Oh wait, hold on. Just run down David's list real quick so I can yell at him for specific
Okay, David's
films.
list. The number 22, Incredibles 2.
Yeah.
Okay, that was good.
21 is Finding Dory.
Finding Dory at
number
21.
20 is
Okay,
Up.
good. Stop. Okay. David.
Okay, wait, can I
David.
just say? So
Bubala.
I was reading it off, and he's like, yes. Oh, I love it so far. And then Up, and he takes off his glasses and, like, can't even speak.
David, sweetheart, look at me
God,
here.
What is happening?
What? Explain this to me.
I get bored of Up. I get it. The beginning is perfect. And I like it after he sees the scrapbook. You know, before he's tried to saving that little kid. Oh wow, he's gone. I didn't notice that.
What happened to Peter?
He's gone.
He's done. He's done with the podcast, I think.
He just walked out?
Sorry, my cat was knocking. I had kicked her out.
Oh.
Yeah, so all I heard was bullshit. This is exactly what I was before you got on here. I was talking about people that don't like this film, and they're like, well, the first 20 minutes is amazing, but then it gets boring afterwards. And it's like, how it's so funny. It to me, and I agree. Who fucking said it? Alexis, I agree. The fucking crescendo throughout the entire film. It hits with a bang at the very beginning, and then it steadily moves up before the emotional ending. Okay, fine. God.
Number 19 was Toy Story 4. Number 18 was Cars, and number 17 was Cars 2. We discussed Cars 2. Number 16 was A Bug's Life. Number 15 was Monsters University. Number 14 was Onward. Number 13 was Ratatouille. Number 12 was Monsters Inc. Number 11 was Brave. Number 10 was the original Toy Story.
Brave?
Brave? You don't like that?
It's kind of boring. You like Brave?
Yeah. It's great.
Okay.
Number 9 was The Good Dinosaur.
I feel like you're going super easy on me. If this is me,
The Good Dinosaur was number 9. That sickens me.
The animations is great.
No. Okay.
I like how that one's been like the issue. like Good Dinosaur.
David, go ahead. Talk to me about The Good Dinosaur.
No, I mean, the animation is just great. I love the music in that movie. That scene where the little kid is talking about, like the family part. You know, the dinosaur is talking about how he misses his dad. That music in that scene made me cry watching it the first time. Oh my god. And I just like the ending. It's so good. It's so good.
Okay. So, yeah. So it's like the rest of us are sane, and then Alexis is in the corner.
Those scenes that you just talked about, I agree with, but it's a scene. It's not the movie. Everything else, okay. Number 8 was Finding Nemo. Number 7 was Cars 3. 6 was Toy Story 3.
At least it's
5
not Cars 2.
is Toy Story 2. 4 is Coco, or as Peter calls it, Coco. Number 3 was Inside Out. Number 2 was The Incredibles, and number 1 was WALL-E.
Okay. WALL-E, I can live with WALL-E. The Cars 3 thing.
It's the best one out of all of them, and I love the idea of him, like, basically passing the torch.
Honestly, I think it is the best of the 3 Cars movies. I just prefer the original one because that's the one that I think experienced and liked more. But
I think the original is better because there was actually something going on there.
There's character stuff going on in Cars 3 with lightning and Cruise and everything.
I find it so boring.
I don't know.
I think they never figured out what to do with the Cars.
I'm sorry.
films.
I thought Cars
really
3
don't.
was the real sequel to the first Cars. It felt that way anyway. I don't get. I mean, I can understand you being bored, I guess, but like to say that it doesn't do character work with the first characters,
I understood what it was going for. It's just cliched and not well executed. I felt.
I think you can say that about a number of these Pixar movies, though. To be fair, I mean, The Good Dinosaur cliched. I mean,
whoa.
See?
Whoa. You watch your mouth there, okay? That film's a classic, as we have all.
I will be interested though,
because
we have an upcoming show ranking the Disney princess movies. One of these does count, and it's Brave. I'm really interested to see where that one falls in that line.
I'll just say right now, if Tiana is in all you guys' top 5s, I mean, go fall off a cliff.
Brave or Frozen 2, Peter?
Brave or Frozen 2?
Well, one has a bear.
One has a bear, and it's her mother. Me mother's a bear. I don't know. Maybe Brave? Maybe? Because I found Frozen 2's... No, sorry. Brave is kind of boring. I get kind of annoyed by Frozen 2. So it's between being annoyed or bored. I don't know which one of that is better.
Wow,
that would be interesting. Would you like to be included in that show, Disney princess movies?
Yeah. As long as we're allowed to curse.
We're always allowed to curse.
Okay,
just as Walt intended.
So we're back to Kyle's list. He was at number 11 Onward.
Okay. Yes. Onward. Absolutely love it. Number 10. This is a good political film talking about like the dangers and all that stuff.
Bug's Life.
And it is WALL-E. I think it, especially nowadays, I think it rings true it is definitely like a be wary of how you treat this planet. And I like that message, and I think that it is a message that should be spoken of. Nobody, like, the whole idea of like climate change is such a huge thing that nobody except for our man Bernie talks about in this like this.
Did we just come out as
way
socialists?
that Wally does?
You did,
and I think
I'm an ardent capitalist.
You're a capitalist to your bones. Like that traitor.
So I think.
Sorry, go ahead.
So I think Wall-E definitely speaks on that. And also, I love the atmosphere that it provides. The scene of it's just a simple scene. It's just Wall-E and Eve dancing and amongst the stars. Gorgeous scene, and I think like the score is really beautiful. Again, we were talking about the first 20 minutes of a Wall-E, a great silent film if there ever was one. Like, and I like how like it sets the whole bit of like the past with the Hello Dolly blaring out in the speakers, and how it like contrasts with where we are now in the planet in the context of the film. It's like a brilliant little bit that it does like that. It does go a little bit 2001 A Space Odyssey with the villain.
I mean, that
of the
was
movie.
intentional, right? Like,
But
they even used the score from 2001.
Yeah,
It's the same villain,
but,
right? It's
we
the
get
same
Jeff
villain from 2001. Yeah.
essentially, yeah. But we get Jeff Garland.
Jeff Garland's great.
In the
Go watch
movie,
Curb.
and you can't go wrong with that.
Real quick, before you move on, a couple of things. First and foremost, you are the second individual besides David to put this movie in their top 10. So there's that. And then a quick sidebar. I think another episode we could do to pair with this is just talking about the scores of these movies. That'd be pretty. There's so many. There's so many good ones.
There's
too.
so many episodes we could do.
Bit of bop bop bop.
But anyway, number 9, like you guys are gonna hate me, but I think
I know which one, you bastard.
you guys are gonna hate me so much, but
I knew
Toy
it.
Story 3.
Oh,
At number 8.
9.
Number 9.
At number 9. Okay. Yeah, you're dead to me.
Okay. Number 9. Well, I guess I have to get in line.
I survived.
Number 9. It's a great film. It's a great film, but I think I don't know. Like, I was like so used to the idea of 2 being the finale that when 3 came around, like, I really love it. But I think 1 and 2 speak more to
You were one of the
me.
few people. Well, as long as I've known you, you've always preferred Toy Story 2 to Toy Story 3. So that's never changed.
Yeah.
But what always just kind of, I guess, enraged me / baffled me was the specific sequence toward the end where Andy is playing with Bonnie, like Andy's last play with the toys. The fact that you found that creepy was just baffling to me.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. I think I have to explain myself.
Oh, God.
You're goddamn right.
Another first Avenger situation here?
Another first Avengers
Oh,
situation, yeah. As I grew up, like, it was very taboo, I guess, to like associate yourself with the younger ones as you got older. I don't know if it's like the way the culture is.
I mean, if you saw Coco, that's
especially
basically our families. We kind of have no choice. You got to interact with everybody.
But no, it is very kind of the opposite. Like, the adults have to be with the adults, and the children have to be with the children. You don't intermingle with that. It's a kind of a distant thing with Filipino culture, and so that's the way I was raised, and that was the mindset that I grew up with. So I find it really odd, the ending of Toy Story 3 when he started playing with.
Meanwhile,
Bonnie.
everybody else in the theater was in tears, from what I can tell.
Yeah. So it was just like it was a very bizarre thing, an alien thing to me in concepts, though I never got it like everybody else did. So that's the reason why I was like off put by the ending of Toy Story 3. But again, it is a great fucking film. Like, this is the Toy Story finale.
Yeah.
And it is a brilliant film. The Lotso Hug and Bear, ultimate dick villain. He awful, putting him through the incinerator. Really dark. Probably one of the darkest moments in Pixar.
Do you still stand by from what you claim to be the moment that you in the theater got on your feet and yelled an expletive at Lotso?
Okay, I didn't get on my feet, but I did yell shit.
Notice how he changes the story now, because that's not how he said it to me over the years.
Yeah, I know.
That is the official statement.
I remember. Did I tell you the time that Kyle gave a standing ovation at Monsters University simply because they shared the scare floor?
Nostalgia is a hell of a drug, my friend.
A standing ovation.
In the beginning?
No, it was in the middle of the movie. Because they showed the scare floor.
Oh. Yeah,
it was the thing he knows.
Yeah. Anyway, speaking of nostalgia, let's get on to my number 8. It's so low on your guys' list, and it breaks my heart. A Bug's Life. I absolutely adore this movie.
To include this in a top 10. Wow.
Yeah, I love its creativity, the way that the world building that it has.
This is above Inside Out?
It's above Toy Story 3.
Yes.
Deal with it.
A Bug's Life, I don't get the hate at all. I don't get why it's so low.
To be clear,
on a lot
nobody
of people's
on this
lists.
panel hates Bug's Life.
I know, but it's almost like you don't like it either. I think A Bug's Life is so creative in what it does. It takes the concept of bugs and does something. I mean, yes, the plot, the backbone of the plot is Seven Samurai, but what it does around that is so ingenious. I think like the way that it, like, first of all, I love the quote unquote city that they go to, and it's just a bunch of freaking cans and box cereal and cookie boxes, and I like the way that they turned that into like their house, the buildings and all that stuff. I love how the way they take trash and make it like their community. I love that. I love the cast of characters that they have. Like the cast of characters.
How does he not hear that? How does he not?
Unbelievably-
This is like the 5th time this has happened. It's coming from your side. There is a high screeched sound coming from your side.
It's like a...
Yeah. There's something going on in your room, Kyle. I'm just going to say that right now. This is like weird.
David, earlier a second Kyle popped up on the screen at the same time as Kyle. And one of the Kyles was talking, and the other one wasn't. So it was terrifying. Oh my god.
Wow. Okay. I think A Bug's Life is a genius.
Can I
film.
just say real quick?
I love it.
I love how
the
no one talks about going back to Up real quick. I love how no one talks about the fact that Carl Fredricksen was basically going to Paradise Falls to die.
Yeah, it was a much deeper film than people give it credit for. It's not just the first 20
And at the
fucking
end of the
minutes,
movie,
you motherfuckers.
he found a reason to live again.
Yeah. It's almost like there's more to the film than the first 10 minutes. I agree. No, I know. Everyone's full of shit.
If only it was interesting.
Oh my god.
You go, damn it. These are, you're lucky you live in Texas. Oh my god. Oh my god.
A Bug's Life, genius film. Don't see the hate at all.
It's not even hate. It's just ambivalent.
So bad.
I don't even get that.
Nobody
either.
hates the movie.
Like-
They just forget it exists.
Yeah.
That's horrible. That's horrible.
Well, times change. You
Anyway.
know how we talked about this last night when we discussed the Grad Night World of Color show. You know, in those times, Hercules and Hunchback were far worse treated than they are today, I feel. The legacy of those films. Pocahontas is still crap, apparently, from at least the way that it's treated as in the community of Disney fans, anyway.
It is still crap. It's not. It has one good song, and then
I can't speak for that because I never finished the movie, so I can't really say.
I mean, that kind of says it all, though, doesn't it?
Years ago, I haven't seen it like recently. I never finished it.
The ending is hilarious.
What?
Have you seen the ending?
I was talking about the ending because they played it like on TV like 2 days in a row.
The ending of Pocahontas is hilarious.
Yeah, because I'm like, it takes like a year to get back, but he goes back to get help. By the time he's over there, either he's dead or he's healed. I don't get it.
And then also this whole thing of like, they just went back and they lived peacefully separately. And it's like, yeah, okay.
Sure. Yeah.
Just deny. I noticed that a lot of movies that addressed race from like the 2000s and earlier, because I recently fucking watched that DCOM film, White Girl, Black Girl. I don't know what it's actually. The Color of Friendship. Yeah, it very much takes a Trump style approach of, well, there's bad people on both sides, and it's like, no, one person is doing the persecuting and the other isn't.
We should also note, we've said before that Peter's uncle is a history teacher, and he's notorious for hating Pocahontas.
Yeah, I mean, it makes sense because it's just trash. It's not even that good as a film, even when you take away like
as a
the
history teacher, he hates the historical taintness of it. I guess I don't know,
Inaccuracies.
It's really shitty, and it could only have been made that way in the 90s. Like if they had made that film nowadays, it would be very different.
Wasn't there a song called "Savages"?
Yeah, and that's the oh, they're bad on both sides because the white people sing savages, savages, and then the Native Americans sing savages, like they're calling each other savages, but in reality they're both human beings, and it's like, I mean, I know this is a kids' film and you want to sort of dumb it down, but it's like,
There's a literal line in that song that says, "We don't understand them, so that must make them evil."
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but it's like you wouldn't
barely even human.
Yeah, but you wouldn't do like a World War II movie, and it's like, well, you know, there's bad people on both sides, and it's like, no, one side was definitely more
Give it
fucked
100
up
years
in every way. Oh God, yeah. Anyway, why did we get on Pocahontas? I forgot. Oh, you talked about the black sheep because we're talking about A Bug's Life. Okay, but yeah, no, Pocahontas is still shit. But no, Hercules is awesome. Treasure Planet is awesome. There's a lot of those are awesome from that time. What's it called? Fucking Atlantis, awesome. All right, go ahead.
Okay. My number 7. I love this movie front to back. It is like a good follow up to pretty much a flawless film, and to follow that up was no easy feat to do, and I think Toy Story 2 fits that bill. Toy Story 2, like
Number 7?
What is there to say?
Really?
Number 7.
Okay.
Yeah.
Pretty low.
I think it is because there's other movies on the list.
You
that I
are
haven't gotten to
you put this the lowest among all of us.
Interesting.
He's not a real Toy Story fan.
Go ahead, Kyle. Just
Toy Story 2, perfect sequel. I have nothing to say. Number 6. I love myself some good superhero action, and that is The Incredibles.
2.
No, shut up. The Incredibles, I think, is Brad Bird at his, well, one of his finest. We'll get to the other one in a bit. And I think that the story that they tell, I mean, we've pretty much said it already about like all this, all the complexities that it has, you know, for being a children's film. And it is a damn good film. I like it. Number 5. I don't know how I feel. I don't know how you guys are gonna feel about its position. But number 5 for me is Up.
Wrong.
it's a hell of a lot higher than some other people on this panel. I'll say that.
Yeah, but they're already dead. You had a chance. 5.
I love this movie. It is a really good movie. I have no complaints with the movie. It is really dark in terms of like the motives behind one of the characters. But I agree, it is hilarious. Russell is a hilarious character. When he has the GPS, he's like, with this we'll never get lost, tosses it out the fucking window, gets me every time. Him being dragged across the window and months just like looking at him like what the fuck is going on. Great comedy acting. I love how you have like the henchmen of the film have like the most squeakiest high pitched voice.
Alpha. Yeah.
And like it just so happens. Yeah, and it's great. Charles Muntz is a really good villain.
Scary too.
Really,
the way that
really
they
solid
light
good
him
villain.
when he's threatening Carl Fredricksen. Is downright creepy. At least to me.
Yeah. It's almost it's kind of like the Frollo effect, like when he's doing Hellfire, just like the red is just really contrast with how he feels.
There's also sort of a dichotomy between him and the protagonist, as the protagonist has sort of lost his will to live, and the villain is sort of being kept alive just through his sheer obsession, hatred and obsession over capturing that damn bird. You know, if only this film wasn't so easily
and Pixar is really great at sociopathic villains. Like, to me, like Charles Muntz is one of those where you just look at him and there's like an empty void. There's like no soul there. Another one is Ernesto de la Cruz in Coco, where he's like, you see it in his eyes, like when
all of their sociopathic villains have the at the beginning they're really nice and charming, and then there's a moment where it just drops.
Yeah.
And then there's like, oh, there's nothing behind those
nothing
eyes.
but evil. It looks like.
Yeah. And they're really good. I mean, Lotso. You have Lotso.
Oh yeah,
he's
one of the big ones.
Yeah, Lotso, Muntz, Ernesto de la Cruz. You know, there's like so many villains. Yeah. Oh, the Prospector.
Mm-hmm.
Prospector was like the OG example of that. So yeah. Number 4. What is there to say about this movie? Coco, I think, is perfect. It's a really, really good film. I love it. I'm not of the culture, like you guys are.
Wait, you're not?
But I understood it, and like the whole message of like family is stronger than anything is a really good message.
Also, abandoning your dreams.
Real quick, Coco
but
is
I
in
think
everyone's top 5. Weirdly enough, 3 of us have it directly at number 4. One of us has it at 5, and one of us has it at 3. Peter put it the highest.
Thank you. You're all racist now.
Coco.
Coco.
What hasn't been said about it?
Coco. Coco.
Really good movie. Number 3. I love the way that it paints food like
Really?
art.
Wow. Okay.
Ratatouille.
You had to see this coming.
Well, he put it the highest.
Yeah. He's obsessed with making
not
food, and
number
Anthony
one.
Bourdain. Of course, it's hitting top 5.
Also, no one. Anthony Bourdain has come out when he talks about this movie, and he says that no other talked. He's still alive in my mind.
Okay. Do you have him on your ofrenda?
Yes, and I put Cacio e Pepe on there.
Oh God. Better than Michael Jackson.
He said, "Okay, shut up." There was okay. He said that no other film has expressed the sheer passion and love behind food making like this movie does, and I like the way the other, not just making the film of the food, but just like the sheer passion of food in general is proudly displayed with Ratatouille. Some of it, like something as simple as mom spaghetti, could throw you back, to your childhood. And I think that this is a perfect example of that. I think that it does, like, food is pretty much a universal language, I think, because everybody could relate to food, and Ratatouille does do that. And the message that it says that, that anyone can cook, I think is a great message for anybody. That means, you don't have to be born great. You don't have to ascend like everybody else. You don't have to be privileged to anything. You just have to, like, have a passion for something to make it worthwhile. And I think that is a really good thing with Ratatouille. Also, the fucking score that it embellishes the French sound. Le Festin is a brilliant atmospheric song.
The girl?
I love it. The girl? She could be the one.
She could be the one.
It's absolutely brilliant. I love Ratatouille so much, and I the way that he feels about food when he, like, takes a bite of the cheese and then takes a bite of the strawberry. It's like a perfect, you have the tart and creamy and sweet kind of taste with the cheese, and it's just a brilliant bit of I guess experiencing not only food but art as well. And I could see that on, like, the movie loving side of me and the food loving side of me. So Ratatouille, number 3.
Who did the message better, Ratatouille or The Last Jedi?
Ooh, don't get me started, man. Don't get me started. Speaking of atmospheric, Finding Nemo, I think, is a really good atmosphere movie. I love the ocean, unlike some on this.
The ocean is
panel.
terrifying.
It is terrifying, but it's also full of wonder, and I love that. With Finding Nemo, Thomas Newman at his finest on here. His score really complements the openness of the ocean really well. The story is damn good. A father and son, and both trying to deal with their life situation. The way that Marlon deals with loss is so heavy for a children's film, and the way that he's, like, dealing with that, it's almost borderline PTSD, and that's why I like the see. I've never spoken about it here, but it's kind of why I'm loving what Rebecca Sugar is doing with Steven Universe Feature, just dealing with like trauma and everything like that, is just a brilliant thing to express to children. And I think that this movie does it in a exceptionally smart way. That Finding Nemo is one of those things that is like top notch to me. It's funny, shark bait, ooh ha ha. I like the fact that William Dafoe is in this movie. That's an added bonus. Where's my spin-off of him and
Didn't they show them in Finding Dory?
Yeah, but like for like a second,
There was actually, believe it or not, I was seeing an extra of it. There was a 10-minute sequence they had planned with the tank gang.
And they just
it was dropped for a number of reasons, but they had a whole sequence where they were helping Marlin and Nemo get to the Marine Life Institute. Yeah. They have the storyboarded deleted sequence in Disney Plus's extras for Finding Dory. It's really good.
No.
Missed opportunity. I love myself some Tank Gang. They're great. Yeah, Finding Nemo. My number one, you probably saw it coming a mile away, but here it is, the first Toy Story. This set the ground running for everything. We wouldn't have this medium of CG animation if it weren't for this. This is kind of like the CG equivalent of Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. Without it, we wouldn't have any of the movies that we have on the list, or any of the CG films. And this movie really set it forward in terms of like what it does. It's groundbreaking in what it does. It's a simple premise. It's a road trip movie, but you have such a good I mean, there's no real villain of it, surprisingly enough. I mean, you could say that Sid is, but that's just the way the kid plays. I mean, it's not his fault. But when you come to Woody and Buzz, when Woody is in the food crate, underneath the food crate, and he's talking to Buzz, and he's like, any toy would give up his moving parts just to be you, is it's so like the way he's so self-deprecating, so like against himself. I can't help but feel bad for him, because there are bigger and there are going to be bigger and stronger toys out there, or people than you. But the way that he comes to grips that it's just what the people who accept you, the way that rings is a really good message that I think should be ingrained in a lot of people. And it is funny. It does, like, I think that this is like the boldiest jokes that I think they had. Like, you had a Potato Head kissing his ass, which is brilliant, gets me every time. The entire, it's well paced. I think there's not one dull moment of this whole entire movie. And I think that this is really like Pixar, has definitely taken to a template, but this movie is like the template to end all templates in terms of like where Pixar stands. It has the emotion, it has the action, it has the suspense, it does have some scary moments with the toys. And honestly, I think that this is like, when somebody says Pixar, this is the movie that I think of.
About the Pixar in and of itself is iconic, but when you think about Toy Story, and what it did for the film industry, Toy Story, maybe more so than any of the other Pixar films, maybe not the best, but Toy Story itself is perhaps among the most iconic movies ever made. When you think of movies, you think of Toy Story. You think of Infinity and Beyond, of Woody and Buzz in the sky. You almost instantly.
Oh my God, that scene, like, it's so great, because like when you're building up through this whole entire movie, like everything that could go wrong. It was kind of like the Murphy's Law of it all, and it kept on going against the grain, and everything kept on kind of going wrong, even to the last minute where RC ran out of batteries. But then when you finally get that moment of hope when they're flying, something that was like always talked about, like, you know, Buzz, you can't fly. Buzz was flying, well, falling with style, but it all in all, it was just like this huge crescendo, and it was just like a great finale to where he winds up in Andy's van, and I think that it's a great film. I don't think any other Pixar movie is gonna top the first Toy Story to me, like in terms of what it does and like the storytelling of it all. And honestly, that this is a great way to kick off your studio as well, with such a masterpiece like Toy Story. That honestly, Toy Story to me, I think, is like the best of the best. Probably it's not only one of the best CG films, but also one of the best animated films of all time. Yeah. Also, you can't go wrong with Tom Hanks. Brilliant. Yeah, so that concludes my list. Any thoughts, everyone?
No.
Okay.
Just real quick to recap everyone's, not the whole list, but what I want to compare is the worst film we all had and the best movie we all had. So,
Okay.
Kyle's number, his worst was Cars 2. Peter's was Cars 2. Mine was Cars 2. Moreno's
Yeah,
was
David.
Cars 2. And David's was Incredibles 2. But don't feel bad. Incredibles 2 did pretty good as far as worst is concerned. At least.
That was the one that everybody shitted on the most.
Yeah, probably.
And best, David had Wall-E. Moreno had The Incredibles. I had Toy Story 3. Peter had Up. And Kyle had Toy Story.
Oh, wow. Everyone's different.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah.
I mean, all in all, it's just like what speaks to you, you know. And I think that was the whole point of doing. That's the whole point of doing these lists, is just like what speaks to you personally.
So who's the winner?
There is no winner. We're all winners.
Then why do we do this?
For fun.
Mm.
Shits and giggles.
Winning is fun.
If you will. Anyway, last thoughts before we wrap up this episode.
This was fucking long.
What did really he said that? How long is this show right now? We're at
Almost 3
we're
hours.
We're pushing at 3 hours.
Holy fuck! Is this the longest official runtime of any episode of the Fantasy Fair?
Yesterday's was pretty long too.
Was it 3 hours long?
It wasn't 3 hours.
Hmm.
It was definitely long though.
Wow.
Yeah. Anyway, if nobody has anything to say, without further ado, I'm Kyle Lira. You can check us out everywhere you listen to podcasts. You could check out what the Red Spotlight
Which is
Entertainment
what are we doing next, Kyle?
We're doing the decade list. We're doing the top 10 films of the decade with me, Alexys Moreno, Alexis Soto, and Peter Martinez. So hold on to your hats. It's gonna get rough.
The only people allowed on that podcast are people that had Cars 2 as the worst Pixar film.
Oh my god. I mean, of course, David, you're welcome to come on if you'd like, or if you want to give your list to Alexis.
See, now we're changing the rules. The rules were if you don't have Cars 2 is the worst one, you can't come on.
Okay. Anyway, you could check us out here on the Fantasy Fair. We have plenty of content to go around because this quarantine is keeping us busy. Anyway, without further ado, I'm Kyle Lira. With me is Peter Martinez, Alexis Soto, David Moreno, and Alexys Moreno. And as always, stay magical, everyone.